Previously on Sins, the Hero's Tale, the party attended the parley of the pirate lords on Gengren. It was revealed that the Navy had discovered the source of great magical power hidden deep beneath the sea. In the middle of the meeting, the group was accosted by Lieutenant Commander Xena Atara, one of the Navy's high commodores. She revealed that, in traveling the South Sea rallying the Southern Lords, Captain Gar inadvertently attracted the Navy's attention, allowing Xena to track and monitor him. She revealed the location of the source of magic, and told Gar that the Navy's away team would be led by High Commodore Commander Kowal. After Xena disappeared, Gar made it clear that he intended to pursue Kowal to the undersea settlement, to which the other pirate lords acquiesced. The parley concluded, the party began making plans to travel to the undersea settlement themselves the following day.
We're back and alive!
Hooray. Well, we're live for now. You never know when we're going to drop.
He's got a point.
Yep, I've just dated this conversation by saying we are alive.
So, someone's going to die. That's what I'm hearing. Who's going to be? You never know.
I vote Drago.
Probably not.
That's why I said I vote.
I don't think...
You can vote all you want. The likelihood of it being me is highly unlikely.
Well, if we're so
Unless
sure of
he's
that,
the one
at
killing
least,
you.
if we're entirely
yeah.
certain of that, then at least let me put on my yellow suit and my purple tie.
I don't think Jira's going to die. He's too lucky.
No. MJ is too lucky.
Pretty sure AJ is the only one who got that reference.
Probably.
I
I
didn't
did.
hear you.
I feel like I should, but for some reason
I said if
the
you're
answer-
if you're so certain that somebody's going to die, at least let me put on my yellow suit and my purple tie.
I feel like I should, but I at the same time don't.
Got my yellow suit and my purple
In my
tie.
purple tie. Somebody's gonna die. Oh my.
Bye.
Alright, then.
I really feel
ICP,
like
guys. ICP.
Yeah, ICP.
The crazy clowns.
Path to
Juggalos.
Shangri-La
Oh,
is
okay.
paved with good intentions. So technically, y'all are still back in Gangren. Let's get you over there.
Yep.
The hearts.
And I think we're pretty much all agreed that we're gonna go do the underground or underwater.
Didn't we also say something about sending someone further ahead to the mainland?
I
That,
think
that was an option, yes. If you wanted to send the crew members that you did not bring undersea with you ahead to go and get some information on Boudreaux, you could.
which I was going to say, let's do that. Drago, even though you were the captain, I would like to say that we should do that.
No, I allowed it.
Okay. So yeah, we'll just send the whole crew there.
Yeah, so now I would say it's about 9 p.m. Like, everybody's sort of getting ready to go. Like, Gar's people are preparing the hoodwink to set out. He makes it known that he intends to set out before the sun is even up tomorrow.
Alright, well, might as well let him know that unless anyone else has anything that they'd like to say on that matter. I think that would be a pretty good plan.
I've got nothing.
Captain?
I'm pretty sure we have everything we need, unless you forgot something.
No, I did my last minute questioning of things. Don't worry about that. But yeah. I guess I'll send Gar the message that we will be ready to leave when he is. And make sure that I let Sebastian know that we'll need to be ready to sail before morning's light.
Okay, so you make that known to Sebastian?
Yeah, make that known to Sebastian, who I assume will disseminate it through the crew.
Yeah. Like, as soon as you tell him that, like, he nods and he goes, like, you notice there's like not necessarily an ear-to-ear grin, but Sebastian seems significantly more chipper than usual.
Someone find a couple extra gold pieces under their blanket or something?
Oh no, Lady Charia, I'm just glad to be back on a more perilous task.
More fan of the traditional stories of the pirates and that such.
More a pursuer of personal goals, if I'm being honest.
Anything you're willing to share?
Not at present, I'm afraid.
Yeah, fair enough. Everyone's got their secrets. I know I got mine. As long as it doesn't come between us and our jobs together, I'm fine with it.
Oh no, absolutely not. I assure you that the path to me getting what I want is paved with you getting yours.
Possibly, I'll say.
If not, I could always make it so for convenience sake.
And if our paths don't completely align, then, well, I'll make sure that I help you out a little bit too.
And I am a man who repays favors. Regardless, if there was nothing else.
Nope, just get prepared. I'm gonna do last minute counts and hit the hay before it gets too late so I can wake up early.
Of course. I'll be off then.
Yep, and I'll go do exactly that.
Okay. Was there anything else anyone else wanted to do in Gangren before the night is up?
I don't think I needed anything. I did my shopping before we stopped the session last time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got nothing else to do.
No, I'm good on my end.
Then I will say you all turn in for the evening. You reap the benefits of a full night's rest. I will say all of your hit points are back up to maximum if they were not already.
I think I was the only one that was lower.
Yeah, I think you would. I think I already fixed you. You were down at 7, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, after Nakit helped you. So you awaken the next morning, early, like before sun is up. And as you go out onto the deck of the ship, I would say either Charia or Okazad would be the ones to pick this up. You notice the hoodwink is already gone.
Well,
The hoodwinking Garship, or...
Yes, yeah, the hoodwink is Gar's frigate.
Oh crap. Let's go catch up.
This is gonna be a pain, isn't it?
Don't worry. He probably left out before any of us actually hit the hay.
As
That's what
you're
worries me.
saying that, you notice Nikos, Liz, and Patty on the dock. They seem to be pestering him about something, and he's gesticulating a gesture with his hands of like, okay, fine, I'll tell them. He looks up to the deck.
So it looks like Gar left without you guys.
Noted.
Yeah, we're
Of
getting
course
ready
he
to sail
did.
out here in a minute. And anything about the pantomime show we should know about?
It basically, from what you can glean, I guess roll an insight.
Okay. I can possibly do an insight.
what do you mean? You always get crits.
He does.
That's why I said possibly, because this might be my session where I roll nothing but ones.
I honestly, I pray that happens. I pray.
I would love to see that.
I would love to see it, but at the same time, I don't want it to.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you say that now.
Yep, 17.
With a 17, you notice that Liz and Patty were, I guess, gesturing to something back in town.
Mhm.
And as Nikos looks up at you,
Since you missed you guys up for some breakfast or anything?
Really?
I don't know if exactly we should be letting Gar get too far ahead.
As far as
Like-
I'm aware, he gets too far ahead. He does something stupid.
Don't we have a galley on the ship?
you do.
Why can't we just eat breakfast while we go?
I think they were trying to be nice to us.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was just trying to be polite.
Yeah, as much as we'd like to, we really need to be getting going fast. Who knows how far Gar has gone ahead of us?
Fair enough. We'll give you a hand then.
And you watch as Nikos, Liz, and Patty help unmoor the ship from the dockside.
Well, we'll probably be back at some point. If not, we're always available to get caught by whatever form of magical communication you can figure out.
I'm sure you'll be easily reached.
And hopefully we'll look out for Gar and make sure he doesn't cause too much trouble.
No, he knows better. He's got a
Okay.
short fuse, but he's not stupid.
I kind of look at him, yeah, but with this target being someone who's taken his arm,
He knows enough to limit himself. He knows when he's in over his head.
no,
I hope you're right, for his sake.
But if not, we'll be there causing enough trouble to... No, you'll hear about what we do, probably.
Oh, I look forward to it.
As long as we all don't die.
And as
That
the
would be
ship Yeah, and as the ship pulls away from the dock, you notice, like, Nikos turns and heads back into town, Liz and Patty giving you the little wave off as the ship leaves. And you guys pull away from town.
Alright. Well, let's set course for the meeting spot.
So then the meeting, let me bring you guys back to the main map.
Back on the waters once again.
Somewhere like right about there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, pretty much right below that that archipelago there.
That is 6 squares. It's only 30 feet away.
You know, only.
Only. I mean, yeah, it's only 30 feet away, see?
Yeah, so with a straight...
Totally not, what, 1,500 miles?
Now, just for my clarity, maps. Okay, so yeah, one of those squares is 5 square miles.
So it's 30 square miles.
30
Or
square
30.
miles. Let's run that against the Ivy's speed. Is what I would like to say if the... Oh. I was looking at the Ivy's character sheet. That is not what I was supposed to do.
That does not help.
No, it does not.
It's 30-35.
Yeah, but like,
Okay, so for the sake of brevity, let's say 35. Then let's find out, now that I've got this open, just how easy this is gonna be. Okay, so the wind is coming from the southwest.
oh, it's coming from, not going to? Oh, well, that's pretty much perfect.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit where it's going to be blowing, I guess, I forget what the nautical term is, but it's going to be coming from the side, but it's largely going to be coming from your back, so that's good.
Well, that worked out.
Yeah, that's basically perfect.
And then, how's the weather today?
Hold on, wind speed.
No.
Okay, light wind, so that's normal speed. The weather,
Oh shit, not again.
Oh, come on!
Thunderstorm. Well, that's fine.
Well,
Deal with
thunderstorm.
Where's a high-level druid when you need one?
How exactly do we have a thunderstorm with a wind speed of 2? That's a very
I mean,
weak
to be fair-
thunderstorm.
I'll say it's basically like a Texas thunderstorm. You get the dark clouds overhead, you see some lightning dancing around in the sky, but you don't witness any of
No
the
biggie.
bolts. Yeah, you don't witness any of the bolts actually touching down.
We were
So
one away
then
from a
with
hurricane
the-
of a wind speed of 2.
So with the favorable crosswind, the Ivy is traveling at about 11 knots. So let's do just a little bit of basic math here. At 35 miles, at 12.6 miles an hour.
About 30.
3 hours about.
Thereabouts. It'll take about 2.5 hours for you to get from Gangren to the area you're going to.
Well, in that case, in that time, since we're not really running into any huge, dangerous stuff right now, Chari's gonna be down below decks just looking at her new souvenirs that she got from a friend.
Nice. The stuff you got from Diaval?
Yep. And just kind of messing with her mother's old stuff.
And as you're down there, you notice a small bell in the galley goes off as Ayame has prepared breakfast for everybody.
Yeah, she'll go have some breakfast.
Yeah, would Ogazad have heard that on the top deck?
The what?
Would Ogazad have heard that from the top deck?
Yes. Yeah, from above deck.
Well, then he's heading down for some food then.
If not, you'll hear the call from me sticking my head up going, dinner or breakfast time.
Yep. Grub's up.
Thalia definitely smells it. She's down there.
I feel like I was already there.
You probably
Yeah,
were.
And you notice, much like how she's done before, Ayame is in human form when she prepares the meal.
Oh, thank you.
She knows enough not to get fox fur in it. So she goes to the table, like obviously, trying to balance her movements against the rocking of the ship. She's got a bunch of plates balanced on her arms. She sets them down on the table.
There was an old tabaxi lady in Camberley who taught me how to do this.
And as she sets the stuff down, you notice each of these dishes. It's what is it? It's a sunny side up egg with two little strawberries and a banana sitting on top. It almost makes it look like a smiley face. And then a little further up, it's a bunch of tropical fruit, and the whole thing is served in a giant banana flower petal.
Aw,
Nice.
cute.
Well, that sounds nice. I guess we just consume the food.
Yeah, no, I'll eat it all.
You partake of this.
Yes,
I shall partake of the food. This
hopefully we don't get
100
food
Expect
poisoning.
otherwise.
Yeah, then everybody who eats roll a Constitution save.
Oh no.
Oh boy, how does this
I
go
technically
wrong?
didn't say I ate anything, so...
Well, this will just be to determine if you get any advantage from it.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was food.
Was there advantage
Wow.
on that, Chris?
Yeah, was there advantage? Please tell me there was.
Nope.
Okay, so Charia or Thalia is not getting anything. Like, okay, it's food. It's not as good as that beach jack you ate at in Camberley, but it's all right.
It's a bunch of fruit. So.
Pretty much. Charia, it tastes a little better to you, but not enough to warrant any benefit. Okazad and Jura, on the other hand, you both get a +1 to wisdom saves for the day.
Ah, yes.
Nice.
I like this. How do I add that?
Just,
Yeah,
just change the
yeah,
number
just-
and change it back later.
Yeah, better yet, if you don't remember later, just make an annotation of it somewhere in your character notes.
Where are my notes?
Do we even have a notes page?
No, so have a note. Have some notes.
It's in that bio section on the second tab, should be.
I mean, I just use my bio info for nice
Yeah,
things
that's
like that.
yeah.
I'll just put it in my character appearance thing.
Chris, I'm just gonna... Mind if I make an Arcana check real quick?
So you got Nikit. Oh, and that strength is against the DC 15 to lift the reverse feather.
Right,
Oh
And since
boy,
it's
how does
I
this
technically
go?
technically didn't
hand
say I
axe,
ate
it can be
anything.
thrown.
So,
Wait a minute, this is a
No,
hand
Chris,
axe?
This is a hand axe, yes.
Huh.
Wait,
And you got to remember, Gar said that the person who was wielding it before Jura picked it up was skinnier than Okazad, but could swing it around like it didn't weigh anything.
alright then, that means if I'm swinging it around, it's gonna be much scarier.
Okay, so moving along, you've got Isam on the boat now, and you watch as Gar is like going around like getting his people ready. He assembles basically 8 of his own crew. The rest are left on the hoodwink to do their thing. And Alcir and Ulayla show up. He's like,
Ulayla, you stay here and keep watch over the sailors. Alcir, you're coming with me.
and you watch as suspended from the the bow of the hoodwink is a large diving bell. And a small metal door on the side flips open.
Alright, this thing can hold quite a few people, so who are you guys bringing?
We're only bringing one, us along with Isam here.
The kobold, huh?
Any problem with that?
Not at all. Smaller person means more capacity for the rest of us.
I'm gonna admit though, Gar, never actually seen one of these used in work. Do we just hold our breath until we get down there?
No, once you drop it into the water, it contains a little bit of air that should sustain us until we get to where we're going.
Well, that's good.
So his guys get it, like it's a big diving bell. Like they had to bring it up
Yeah.
from the storage, like a storage space under the main deck. But so Gar gets in, Asir gets in, and their guys get in. So that's 10, and then you guys can follow in afterwards, and that should bring it up to capacity.
All right.
So you hear like everything in here. Like I don't know if you guys have ever been inside of any kind of metal, whatever, but sound echoes quite a bit in here.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Yeah, like it's so Gar taps on the side, like bangs on it twice with his hand, and you feel a bit of a drop in your stomach as the line is let go and the diving bell descends into the water.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, because I was slightly nervous.
I mean, if you'd like to roll a Constitution save to see if it hitting the water does anything to your ears.
Do I have to do the Constitution save?
No, it would just be for flavor.
Oh. Today's my day.
I see that.
It is only my day.
This is the day that Jura rises.
AJ, you're still
welcome.
muted. by
Well, at
the
the
way.
moment, he's sinking.
Thank you, I didn't realize.
Yeah, so Okazad and Thalia, you feel like if you've ever been on an airplane, that popping sensation in your ears. As soon as this thing hits the water and the air is forced up inside of it, you feel your ears do that. And they're ringing for about 5 or so minutes, but it's not going to do anything detrimental to you. But as this thing descends, you notice around the sides there are 3 very thick glass windows that allow you to look out and see what's going on.
So do we have perception to see?
I ain't looking.
Yeah, if you want to.
I want to see.
With a 12 in perception, you notice the rays of light as they hit the waves. They shine down and they illuminate several schools of colorful, like tropical fish, such that you would typically see in the Caribbean. The area that, like, if you're able to, with a 17, Thalia, you're able to sort of stand up a little bit in the seat and get a better angle down. You see that the area the diving bell is being descended down into, it gives way to a slightly darker shade of blue. Next thing you know, you're going into a royal blue, navy. It's getting darker and darker until finally there's just blackness below the diving bell.
Yeah. Thalia doesn't want to look anymore.
Well,
Hey,
what can I see below us in the darkness?
I'll make a perception.
Right, and I do have dark vision as a drow.
I recall.
22.
With a 22, at first you don't see anything because of how light it is, but as the diving bell gets deeper and deeper into the dark area, you notice a lot of like broken columns. You notice a couple of old, what you can only assume were old stone or marble buildings at one point. A lot of it has been taken over by algae, barnacles, and other kinds of sea life. But there was at one point, from what you can see anyway, just looking out the window, an active society down here. And with the 22, you also see, as the darkness starts to become all-encompassing, now you do the same thing that Thalia did, where you get up and look further down out the window, and you notice the darkness is starting to break. There's a light as you get closer and closer to the seafloor.
Oh, I see a light down there.
Don't
I'm
head
almost
towards
done
the
with
light.
ride.
Also, it looks like this whole place was... Well, I know we were going to an underwater city. I figured that the whole city would be under some kind of... something or other, but
Yeah, it's
the
underwater.
whole city... Yep. Thank you, Juro.
You're welcome.
Ever heard of ruins?
Of course I've heard of ruins. I just figured that it would have been under something to protect them from the water, so that they would have air to breathe. I didn't figure it would be on the seabed itself.
The fish.
Could have been. Could also have been lost of time.
Still, it's an interesting sight. I would say come over here and look, but I don't know how well you see in the dark.
I'd rather not.
And as the diving bell descends into that lit area that Charia saw, it's there and it descends for about another minute. So you can see light now pouring in through the windows of the diving bell. But after descending into this extra light for about a minute or so, the diving bell jerks as it stops descending. And Gar sort of looks up towards the roof of it.
I guess that's all the line we had.
Oh, crap.
What do we do now?
I don't suppose any of you can breathe underwater.
That's where I come in, I guess.
Nothing big, Captain. Just see how much farther we've got to go. We'll make our plans from there.
Oh, because I just steps up hesitantly before just getting ready to leave.
Okay. So you jump in?
Yep.
All right, you jump into the floorless center of the diving bell. And you start swimming down. You notice, just like Charia said, a lot, like especially now that there's light around, you can see it clearly. It looks like whatever was here has been abandoned and overtaken by sea life for a really long time. But the light pouring out seems to be coming from, there's a rocky, craggy floor, like we're about 100 feet below the diving bell. And there seem to be a bunch of holes going into this thing. It almost looks like rocky Swiss cheese, but it's a huge, from what you can see, it's a huge complex of caves directly underneath you.
Can I find anything that would allow them to actually just stay in?
To stay in, like not leave the diving bell?
No, I mean like once they leave the diving bell, they'll be able to stay there. Just like be able to leave and
He's
actually
asking if we have we have an air pocket.
Oh, that would require you to go in and investigate a couple of these.
I think I'll have to investigate that real quick then.
For Theater of the Mind, there is one larger one, like directly beneath the diving bell, and then there's about 6 arranged in a circle around that.
Let's start with the one underneath directly.
Okay. Then make a perception.
Alrighty.
With an 8. No, the light is pouring out of it, and it almost, like after descending through the darkness for a little bit, it actually hurts your eyes to look directly into this thing.
But there's nothing stopping me from actually going there.
No, you can, like, if you want to shield your eye or close your eyes and just swim straight, you can figure out what's in there.
Yeah, let's do that. I need to figure out if there's anything for them to even stay in.
Okay, so your eyes are closed and you're swimming forward. Roll a... What would be best for this? Okay, then roll, it's going to be a couple things. Roll me a nature, an athletics, and a survival.
Pretty good overall.
Okay, so good in one regard. You manage to, and let's see, I'm trying to do this imagining you with your eyes closed. You're swimming into this thing. You feel almost warmth, like the cold of the sea water is starting to gradually give way into probably something closer to around 72 Fahrenheit, so like a moderate springtime temperature. As soon as you feel that, your body becomes gradually more comfortable and you're nat 20 in athletics, you start just booking it, like swimming as fast as you can. You notice as your entire body becomes acclimated to this new temperature, the water around you taking it on, you're finally able to stop and open your eyes. About a foot in front of you, you notice the water seems to just stop. You are now looking down into this hole, and from what you can see, roll me a perception. Okay, 15. From what you can see, you are now overlooking a wider an open air cave, but you are on the ceiling of it. The water you are in is on the ceiling of this chamber.
Can I stick my hand through?
Yes. You reach out. As soon as your hand breaches that wall a foot in front of you, you can feel that your hand is now exposed to open air.
How far of a drop is it?
With a 15, it's about 30 feet from where you currently are, but there is a pool of water beneath you. Like it looks like as you look around, you see that there are areas of the water that you're in pouring down into this cave and filling a pool inside the cave. But now that you have a feel for where you are and what exactly you're in relative to this room, you have no idea how it's doing that.
Do I see anyone else in this room?
No, you see no other people. You see no other creatures. The room appears to be empty and is pretty well lit.
I think that's enough information to go off of to relay back.
Yeah, I'm glad you got good rolls on those 3 things. If you'd rolled less than a 10 on one of them, you would have swam right through.
I had a feeling something like that was going to happen.
Okay, so you return to the diving bell?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, the rest of you watch as Okazad, his head pokes up out of the floor of the diving bell.
Alrighty. Platform, little pocket directly beneath us. It's quite a bit of a fall once you get through whatever barrier is preventing the water from just submerging everything. Other than that, seems a good place to start.
How far is this one down?
How far was it?
It was 100 feet.
Yeah, 100 feet is what it was.
100-foot swim and a 30-foot drop through open air.
100-foot swim and a 30-foot plummet into a pool.
And we can travel. And we can each travel out of game. We can each travel half our speed underwater, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So,
And
So,
water
15
breathing,
feet
if
in
memory
6
serves, can affect up to 10 creatures at once.
Am I assuming water pressure doesn't mean anything to us right now? Because we've gone
Probably.
down pretty far.
I mean, it doesn't to Okazad, but he's made for that sort of thing.
I know, but we've already gone down pretty far. The water pressure should already be, like, crushing our lungs.
Fucking AJ activating my trap card before I even...
Well, in that
Yes,
case,
that would require a Constitution save when you leave the diving bell.
So I have to get my fur wet and do a Constitution save?
You can transform
Yes.
into a human.
or we just use the scroll of water breathing we got.
That is true.
I don't think that doesn't protect from the Constitution save, though, does it?
I don't think so.
No, it just says that spell grants up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range the ability to breathe underwater.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that does not have anything to do with water pressure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
got nothing to do with pressure.
yeah, so at best there you could just hope not to crush and die instantly.
Oh, we can't just sit here.
Yeah. So
I mean, you could, but you'd be sissies for it.
yeah.
We won't be getting anywhere.
I put my foot in and just kind of step down and Okazad put him back under the water. In that case, I guess we'll have to use that scroll of water breathing we have.
Yeah, because 100 feet's actually a pretty far distance swimming.
Yeah.
15 feet over 6 seconds, let's say.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
So yeah, at a
So it'd be
brisk
6 turns.
at a brisk swim, it'll take you about 6 seconds to reach the area.
Well, 6 turns, which each turn 6 seconds.
Oh right, so
So
That's
6 times
36
30
seconds. It will
yeah,
take for you to
36
reach
seconds,
it.
half a minute. Yeah, that's right. My math was off.
And if I remember, we can all keep our breath up to a number of rounds equal to our Constitution score.
Score or modifier?
I think it's score, because if it was a modifier, that would mean anyone with a 10 would not be able to hold their breath.
Good point. Yeah, that's right.
I'm pulling it up now, so don't worry.
No, I think you're right.
Hey, better make sure.
Yeah, double check my math. It will take 40 seconds for you to get down there.
Let's see. you can swim straight down 15 feet per round, or if you're holding the equivalent to, or 25 feet per round if you're holding the equivalent of heavy armor. See, drowning.
Drew is wearing medium armor, if I'm correct.
Yeah, his
Okay,
chainmail
sorry,
is
it's
medium.
1 plus con bonus minutes of holding your breath.
Okay.
So, a minute for one roll. That's more than enough.
Yeah. But
Either
at the
way,
same
that,
time,
that should be more than enough time to get down there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
40. I did the math. It's 40 seconds to get down.
yeah, so I mean, I'll jump in the water ahead of anyone else if no one else jumped in there first.
I'm already in there. What are you talking about?
You don't count.
Did you guys cast the water breathing?
Because
Yeah, do we
I would
do we
like to
want
Do we
remind.
need it?
But hold it. I would like to remind you that you also have to get out.
Yeah.
I think we should save it for trying to get out, because we don't know if it's going to be the same way
Because
to get
Yeah,
out.
fair
going down is going to be a lot easier than going up.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
That's
I think,
fair.
I think we should save it for later.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll save it for later. We should be able to make it down there, and worst comes to worst, if we can't make it to, if we get stuck because of the Constitution save, we come back up for quick.
Actually, going down would be harder than going up. Your body's naturally buoyant. Going down is harder than going up. That's why
Yeah,
most divers wear weights.
That's a fair point, but I suppose that would be for Jura's case then, not necessarily you guys.
Well, the main thing I'd be worried about is, are we going to be able to come back up the same way we're going up? Because we're doing a 30-foot drop in between.
Yeah.
So we might have to be
come up-
underwater
Well, there seems to
longer.
be other ways out, but this is just the drop is the quickest way down.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we have to be underwater longer.
Well,
when we leave.
here's the thing though. Water breathing, its duration is 24 hours.
Well, that's-
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it-
water breathing lasts a whole day.
So actually activating it now would not matter, and
Well,
just in case
then
we
we
get
have to
caved
get
in
this-
later.
Depending
Depending on how
That's-
long we stay down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no
that's
telling
assuming-
this won't be an extended operation.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll find more scrolls down here or something.
Let's ask Gar, see what Gar thinks.
What do you think, Gar?
If you're confident in your ability to hold your breath going down, Okazad, you said there was an air pocket, right?
100 feet down, 30-foot drop.
That doesn't sound like that much. We have no idea what's waiting for us down here, and there's no telling how long it's going to take to finish this little mission. I'd say hold on to that scroll if it's the only one you've got.
As far as I can tell, there was nothing in the room below.
All the more reason to hold on to that thing.
Okay, fair enough then.
Well,
Let's.
I'm diving right in. What do I need to roll?
You specifically need to roll me a Constitution and a Strength save.
Constitution and strength.
Actually,
That's-
yeah, Zach's gonna have the easiest time getting down to the bottom.
Yeah, because
Probably.
those are the two things
Yeah,
I'm good
he has
at.
he has the second easiest time getting down.
Those are the two things
Okay,
I'm good
so so the Strength save was to keep the reverse feather axe from acting like an anchor and dragging your ass down there uncontrollably. But you managed with a 25 in Strength. That's well above the DC for that thing. So you managed to control your descent, and it doesn't drag you as quickly as it would have had you fucked up. But it is bringing you straight fucking down, and you're gonna go down way faster than anybody else. And with a Constitution of 22, the pressure does not affect you. Like
How heavy is that axe
you can-
again?
the axe right now is let's see, in its current state, 120 pounds.
Jesus!
That seems pretty okay.
125 pounds in a hand axe. That's a very focused weight. That's heavy.
Yeah. So you descend and roll me one dexterity save just to see how gracefully you take what's coming next.
Not great.
Not
Well,
great at all.
Something had to give at some
Okay.
point.
So where are you wearing the reverse feather axe?
I'd like to imagine it's like just kind of on my back.
On your back. Perfect. Okay. With a 5, you descend quickly into this large hole beneath the diving bell. You straight up break the barrier and go into the solid air. You tumble down. You fall flat, like into the pool, this flat pool in the middle of this cave, flat on your stomach, and do a belly flop, augmented by the weight of the reverse feather axe on
Oh
your back.
god,
Ow.
this is painful.
That hurts.
How much damage is he taking from that?
He's not, but the rest of you roll a perception if you want.
Just see if you actually
I
saw
must
it
see
happen.
this.
Oh,
Damn.
it's not a matter of seeing it.
It's hearing it.
Yeah, Okazad and Thalia, you hear a loud smacking noise come up from the cave.
I did so well up until that point.
I hope the other... No, I'm just saying this in my head. I hope none of the others in the Navy would have heard that.
Well, alright then, Isam says as he gets up. Guess it's my turn.
Land more
Actually-
gracefully, please.
Actually, I don't mind if I take my shot at it.
Might as well just keep
Yeah.
rolls going.
So Isam is not taking damage from the pressure.
Mhm.
And he's able to swim down without issue, and he's able to break it. Let me roll
Dexterity
the
save.
the dexterity for him. See how he does it.
For just as bad.
Pretty much the exact same thing. Like you see the little light blue as he gets closer. He breaks the barrier. Oh shit! Just a loud smack of kobold stomach on water.
I feel like he
Told him to land more gracefully, goddammit.
Well, you haven't even gone. You do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in the water and
Well, I mean, I actually know how to get there closer and be a little more sturdy on it.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're also,
con-
you're also the only one that can breathe underwater, so.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
MJ make a con save.
yeah. Nope.
Oh no.
That was
Ooh.
accidental.
Wait,
Okay.
Intelligence save, that's not gonna help you here.
Yeah, intelligence ain't gonna do you shit.
No, that was an accidental click.
I think that's just the intelligence he
It
has
hurt his
left.
brain matter, is
I was
what
just-
it did.
yeah, I
It
was
made him
just saying.
stupider.
I think that's the intelligence he has
So
left
you
after
feel
that.
as soon as you're out of the diving bell, you feel pressure just crush your chest, and you're still able to move, but you feel a little bit of the wind get knocked out of you for 2 force damage.
Oof.
Yeah. Upon immediately she goes down, you see a couple of bubbles pop up, and she pulls herself back. And why didn't you warn me about how much pressure there was down here?
What pressure?
And she raises her hand like she's gonna smack you, but just
Just pure frustration.
pure frustration, and just starts swimming down now.
So far, all these have made way too much sense for the characters.
And the dexterity save to get through the bubble without dying.
Yeah, a dexterity save to stick the landing.
Like I said, this makes way too much sense. So
Yeah,
far.
okay, pretty much like a spear, you're able to go through into the open air barrier, and you just continue your dive straight down. Not exactly
Onto
a 10.
any of them?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a 10 in the Olympics, but you're looking at like an 8 for the landing. Doesn't make that big of a splash, and you're able to swim back up, and your head breaks the water, no problem.
From the
Yeah,
sideline, Juris holds up a sign and says 8, and he yells 10.
And she is kind of rubbing her chest, like, oh god, that pressure.
What pressure?
I hate you people.
Well, I mean, I felt it get a little tight, but it wasn't too bad.
I've never gone diving like this. Most deepest underwater I've been is the Underdark.
Ah,
Anyway,
I'm naturally a land dweller.
yeah, Thalia, you want to go, or you want Gar and his boys to go first?
Thalia is not looking forward to this at all.
You can always stay on board the bell.
Well, that defeats the purpose of coming down here at all.
yeah, I was gonna say there's no point.
I would have to change into human form.
Well, I mean,
My fur is
If you wanted
gonna.
yeah, if you wanted to avoid your fur getting wet.
Well, my fur would slow me down considerably.
Yeah.
Also
absolutely
true.
would.
And with the pregnancy and the pressure,
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit.
that's gonna be worse. That's another thing that she's considering.
Keep forgetting about that.
Technically, she shouldn't have come down here at all. The
She
pressure
really
from the
shouldn't
bell
have.
alone would have hurt the baby, but it's also not real life. So
Yeah, magical fantasy world, so don't
magical
approach
fantasy world. So we're gonna pretend the pressure is not gonna have any effect as long as my Constitution saves. Okay.
it. I think anything shy of a nat 1, you should be fine.
I'm really hoping
Yeah,
this actually
okay.
Please
saves.
no nat 1. I don't want that to
Okay.
happen.
I really don't want to see that.
I really don't either. I'm gonna cry. Okay, so I shift
Constitution.
into a human,
Oh no.
and let's find out.
Like as you transform, like one of Gar's deckhands is like,
fuck.
Oh
jeez.
no!
That's all right. It's not
Okay,
a 1.
so-
The baby's fine.
it's not a 1.
Okay,
So
thank God.
same as with Chari, you feel the like you spent a lot of time on the sea. You spent no time under it. So as soon as you leave the diving bell, you feel that pressure hit your chest for
Oh!
8 damage.
Ew.
Well, there's the other side of that D10.
Okazad, help her down.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Um,
planning on doing.
What were you saying about Guardsman?
Oh, one of his deckhands like looks a little surprised as you go from fox to human, and Gar's like,
What, have you never seen a kitsune, idiot?
Okay, yeah. Can Okazad help me down? I'm not a swimmer.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Okazad is definitely going to help her down.
then I'll say take the deck save with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Am I helping with that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah.
Do I go with that?
Well, you're
Athletics?
both going together. No, so you're both doing dexterity save.
So 15.
Okay, 15.
Well, it's a good thing she did it.
Okay, so you managed to help Thalia, no problem. You do an even better dive than Sharia did. Okazad, you're still trying to help Thalia even as you're in midair. You flip forward and you land in the pool flat on your back.
Oof.
Ow.
You took the sacrifice to help her out, though, so it's okay.
Yeah, and you
I
feel
appreciate it.
and you feel the wind.
He
get
just
knocked
like
out.
slowly raises his hand up with a thumbs up before just like you see it plop back down into the water.
Before he slowly sinks and little bubbles start coming up from his mouth.
Well,
Pretty
so,
much.
well, so as Thalia's coming down, Jared's like, "There's mermaids." He does it because
What?
you're in human form. He doesn't recognize you.
Oh. Well, I get out of the water and quickly shift back to...
Yeah, you pull yourself
Fox.
up on the rock or the flat rocks.
Yeah, and I shift back to Fox.
Hmm.
Or Kitsune, not Fox.
Yeah. Okay, so then
Chari just kind of looks
for-
at this and goes, huh.
then let's do in general just for Gar's boys.
They're good.
They all have done this before, no problem.
What about Gar himself?
Let's find out. Gar Constitution is not one of his strong suits.
You sure about
Ed,
that?
are you sure about that?
You sure?
So he is the master of this apparently.
he does.
what about-
the most
what about
graceful
us?
technique?
And what about Asir?
Pretty good
And
too.
yeah, Asir's fine.
Oh wait, he's got 9.
It has to be
Jesus.
no. Gar has to have it like the most stunning display ever for that role.
Alright,
Okay,
well, let's see
so-
their dexterity now.
Yeah, so deck saves for the deckhands.
Nah, they're fine.
14. Yeah, you see them basically pour in one after the other, all 8 of them, and they all do like cannonballs and like pencil dives and stuff. None of them particularly take it really hard.
Hot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh no, wrong character. I did not want Isam again.
Isam did his.
Alcir, 21, same thing. He comes down and he sort of coils up his spear tail around his legs with the spear facing down, and he does a pencil dive using his tail to break the water.
Sounds like he could have
At least
been.
nobody was underneath that.
Yeah, that's like a drill.
And finally, this is something Gar is good at.
I was really hoping for a 1. Or like,
Nope. So
That would have been an 11 at worst.
yeah, so 25. Gar does a straight headfirst dive down, and you see like as he sort of passes underneath everybody, he does like an almost snake slither like swim under the water before breaking it again.
Show off.
that was cool.
So everybody climbs up onto the rock flats on the far side of the room.
Well, relatively no damage done to the group.
Yeah, minus Thalia and Sharia.
Well, now we're underwater, so now what?
Well, when I was doing my initial investigation, while this was the closest one, there were some other pockets I noticed that just ring around this place. So if we were to go elsewhere, those would probably be our next destinations.
You didn't happen to see anything that would indicate which one Kowa was in.
Negative.
He takes his he reaches down with his which hand was his good one? It was his left hand that he still has, right? No, it was his right.
No, his left one was a bad one.
Yeah. So he reaches down with his right hand. He draws the cutlass around his waist from its sheath. Make a perception check.
All of us?
Those interested in his weapon, anyway. I imagine Jura, you would want to learn as much as you can about him.
That's alright.
He's
I don't
not
know
learning
shit.
jack shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as Jura is concerned, ooh, sword.
It's just
So-
a sword.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
like
I'm
for
surprised that with my roll, I was doing second best.
Thalia and Okazad, offhand, it just looks like a cutlass. Like you're seeing it, like, oh, okay, fine. He's getting a little nuts now that he's down here and he's looking for Kolwal. Charya, you notice the entire front cutting edge of this sword is serrated.
Oof.
He's
Used to
Like if you've have you ever seen Cutthroat Island?
yeah.
It looks like Captain Dog's sword.
Yeah. She's just gonna kind of look at this and go, so, planning on cutting wood with that sword blade?
Not quite. But if Kolwal does happen to get nicked by this, the sword ain't gonna kill him. The blood loss is.
That doesn't sound fun.
Yep. Interesting reveal though. Gar's weapon causes blood loss. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but that shit adds up.
Well, bloodlust aside, we don't even know what they're down here for.
Well, can we get to the other places? Are there caves here?
Yes, there's a couple of caves, or a couple of cave mouths in front of you on the far side of this room.
Does it branch off, or is it just like one cave?
There are 3 mouths in front of you.
Well, how do we want to go about this?
Like now that his sword is out, Gar turns around.
Alright, boys, we're moving forward. If you see that dragonborn, leave him for me.
Now he turns back to you guys.
I imagine you're gonna go after that artifact.
Probably where he is.
Well then, it'd
Well,
probably
we
be
know he
wiser.
isn't there.
It'd probably be wiser to split up then. I'll look for Kolwal. You do what the other pirate lords want you to do.
Well then, how do we choose which cave? Which one? Who's taking which cave?
Like Gar starts towards the one on the left, and his people follow after him.
Now let's go on the other one.
Well, there's 3 caves.
There's two. There was
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah,
2
there's 3 caves. There's one on the left, one on the right, and one in the middle. And as Gar's guys are leaving, Asir turns over and looks at you guys, specifically Jura, and says, "Try not to get yourselves killed."
That's the plan.
I don't die.
Just to make sure guard doesn't go too crazy.
He turns, and the Gar and his crew disappear into the shadows of the cave.
Well, what do you think, group?
Let's go down the middle one.
Can I do
I'm-
some sort of perception or investigation,
Oh,
like
yeah.
with my nose and my ears, since they're better than humans?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, because I was
Which-
half tempted to just flip it.
Just roll both, and we'll see what we get.
Okay.
Okay, an 11 in perception,
18
and
investigation.
an 18 in investigation. You notice there are boot prints, or I guess like the watermarks of boots going. There's a little bit going in each direction. The majority of them seem to have gone down the middle path, but there's a smaller number that have gone down the right or left.
I was talking about anything I could hear or smell.
Okay, so then that would be with the 11 in perception. You hear what sounds like distant, almost like a river under the water, or coming from the cave, coming from the pathway on the right.
Okay, well, I relay that to the group, the water and the footprints.
Majority going down the middle.
Probably
and
where our
river
treasure
off to
is.
the right.
Majority
Yeah,
going down
so-
the middle is probably where Captain Colwall is.
We want.
I suppose it's a good thing that guard didn't go that way, then, isn't it?
It's not really a good thing if we go down that way, though. I don't know if we can take on
But-
a navy.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna roll perception also, just kind of investigating the boot prints, see if I can figure out, do any look abnormally large and boss-like.
Okay.
Or
With a
draconic.
23, you notice there is one set of footprints that is different, or like watermarks that is different from the others. It appears to be the heel and 3 toes of either a dragonborn or some kind of lizard person.
Oh, good.
And let me guess, that's going down the center one?
That's going down the left one.
The left one.
So he did go the right way.
Well, that could... I don't know. That could be one of his guys' footprints. They left just now, so...
That's the only one like it out of all these.
I thought you said I only saw footprints going down the middle and the right.
No, I
they
said
went
you
on
saw
all
the
3
majority. Yeah, the majority of them going down the middle, but there is a smaller amount going down the right and left paths.
Hmm.
In that case, want to hook
So
right and
the
see if we
right
can.
is the most least resistance. The left has Corwall, and the middle
Possibly.
has the most troops.
I say we go down the middle.
Yeah, I'm thinking the middle also.
Ready to take some people down.
Oakeside's still questioning why there would even be a river down here.
Yeah, I'm questioning the river.
Well, you could always ask Isan what he thinks. He's the kind of the fifth party here.
Yeah.
Since-
What do you think, Isam?
Well,
Want the
If
horde
this-
or the little guys?
well, if this place is basically a giant air pocket, then I guess it makes sense that there would be a river down here.
Water
Still,
pouring from above.
I would like to avoid getting between Gar and Kowal if we can.
So that nixes the left path at least.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Didn't plan going down that one anyway.
Well, if we're all kind of trying to figure this out, I can flip a gold coin for it.
I was about to do that myself.
I'm good with that, yeah.
Yeah, we can't really
Alright.
decide, so...
Yeah, that worked.
Alright,
Just
so
roll a D2 or something.
yeah, 1 will be heads, 2 will be tails. So and it'll be
Heads
middle.
tails to right.
So the right it is.
The right
Alright.
path it is.
No problem. I have no arguments here.
Yeah,
Alright.
the coin has decided. So let's go that way and beat up some people.
Hopefully.
And
Okay, so
I'm
you
going
guys-
to attempt to stealth as I'm going along.
All right.
Yeah, I think I will too.
Okay, so with a stealth of 17 and also 17.
Oh,
Okay.
should we also sneak? Okazad?
Hmm.
I shall sneak.
Yeah, it's
There's no
dope.
point. There's no point in not trying.
She's-
Unless you're me and who's just been getting low rolls all day.
With an 8. Let's see what Isam gets. Okay, so Isam's not much better.
But what's that? I guess that means me and AJ are leading the pack as we stealth along.
Yeah, you
Might
guys
as well
are
not be
stealthing
stealth
along.
at this point.
If that's and you both have dark vision as well, so I'd like you both to make one more perception as you're going down into the mouth of this cave.
Oh, it's dark here too. Great.
It is a cave. Okay, you both notice there's a lot of smaller holes kind of going through the walls of this cave. You notice there are some larger ones, feasibly big enough to fit a person, that connect to the cave next to you.
I don't like that.
And as you get further in, the farther you go, the more of these branching paths there are.
So there's a lot of chances to hook back into the other paths.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
But-
also things to come and to us
but-
too.
Potential for ambush and potential escapes.
But the further in you go, the more the path twists and turns. There's a lot of... As you're walking, it's been about 5 minutes of walking at this point. The cave has twisted and turned several different ways. It's gone, like, down a little bit. There have been parts where you've had to sort of hike back up a slightly steeper incline. Your bearings are now all over the place. You have no idea where you are relative to where the mouth of the cave was facing.
Great.
But you are still able to hear the river, and now that you're getting closer, everybody else can hear it too without the need of a check.
Mm.
Well, hopefully this means something for us.
Steady.
I guess proceed on as best as we can.
Yeah.
So y'all keep going?
Yeah.
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 You emerge in a significantly smaller area than the room you drop down into. You walk out, it's almost like a bowled room where the floor gets lower and lower until it bottoms out at the center of the room. The side opposite the one you're coming in on has another opening, reminiscent, like almost identical to the one you're in. This room almost looks man-made, and the sound of the river is loudest in this room.
Is it lit up at all?
It is not, at least not at the moment.
Ones that can see in the dark, what do you see?
Do I
the-
see anything?
Got the 23 and the 21.
Yeah.
The river is
Yeah.
on the ceiling.
Oh,
Makes sense.
that's not weird at all.
Yeah, there's a small like opening in the topmost portions of this room's walls. On the left and right sides of the room, the river is flowing from one side across the ceiling into the other side. And from what you're observing, it looks just like a normal river. The flow is the same, the way the water behaves is the same. It just looks like for this river, gravity seems to be reversed.
Well, that's
Okay.
not strange at all.
Well,
Other than that though, there does not appear to be anything in here.
is there another like cave that you can follow?
Yeah, there's one. If you go down through the bold floor, it's directly across from you.
Well, I guess we kind
Wait,
of
the floor is bold, and the river is hanging from the
on the
ceiling.
ceiling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
There's
river
no
is
way we're-
running across the ceiling.
There's no way we're possibly somehow upside down, are we?
It's entirely possible.
I mean, have you been underwater like this before?
Have you
Not
been
like
under?
this, no.
I was gonna say have you been underwater, but yes, you have.
Yeah, Isam shakes his head. Yeah, that's new to me too.
Is there a
Well,
way I can check to see if something like is just like off with this room? Just like
Well,
like the
you
natural
you
flow
current
things?
you presently cannot see in this room.
Yeah, you cannot see.
Yeah.
Alright.
can I check to see if there's something off with the room then?
Yes.
Wait, can I
Well-
cast dancing lights or take out my foxfire or something to?
Yes.
Okay.
So both of those are cantrips. So what exactly does dancing lights do again?
It's just 3 dancing lights. I got it right here.
Dancing lights. You create 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them. Okay, so yeah,
And they're like 30 feet in range. But like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
20 feet.
yeah. So anywhere up to 120 feet within range. So I would say Thalia conjures 4 glowing balls of fire and disperses them to the 4 corners of the room. Now lit up, Jura, Okazad, and Isam can now very clearly see the river, and Thalia and Charia can see it even more clearly. So yeah, now you guys are seeing the floor is bold and there's a river running across the ceiling.
This.
Yeah.
Something
so,
that is off about this room. Something easily has to be.
perception
really, Captain? I couldn't
Arcana
tell.
or something. Both you calm down. So GM, perception or Arcana or
What are you trying to discern?
just to see if there's something off about this room.
No reason you can't roll both.
Okay, so I'll roll both.
Two different
Perception
Arcana and perception.
things. Yeah, they're two
and
different
Arcana.
things.
Okay, so perception, same as what you saw before. The river appears perfectly normal, just reversely affected by gravity. With the Arcana, you can gain some kind of feeling that, yeah, like if you're on the floor and the water's on the ceiling, or if the water is the floor and you're on the ceiling, clearly some magical MacGuffinry is at play here.
Well, it's not flooding here, and that's all that matters, guys.
Well,
It's not flooding, but this still feels trippy.
Jura's gonna take a few steps
You know
because
what?
he's getting
Actually, I
impatient.
think I think I know what it is.
Okay.
It's probably the currents of the water above us.
Might want to stop Jura because he's stepping into the bowl right now. Or just...
No, I let him as I kind of sneak across to the other side.
Alright, Jura's just stepping into the bowl now to see if anything's happening.
There's nothing, but as you're walking across the floor, you're kind of disturbing like the wet floor / ceiling. As you step up, the water droplets on the floor fall upward into the river.
Well,
Yeah, we're probably upside down.
that's just
Or
weird.
magic.
Okay, now I'm even more convinced this isn't natural.
Well, it seems perfectly safe, guys, aside from this. I don't know. We
Yeah.
should just go.
Other than the bizarre way the water is behaving, there doesn't appear to be anything off about this room.
Yeah. So let's just go. We're wasting time.
Yep. I continue on to the other side.
It's a good thing for Jura's impatience because he actually.
Yeah, Sam follows behind you.
Okazad is still confused by what he saw before.
I mean,
He's not forgetting that anytime soon.
the rules of nature don't apply apparently.
Well, Isam is like you watch Isam as he notices the drops of water like in the wake of y'all stepping. He removes the obsidian katana from his waist. He sets it on the ground in front of him and takes his hand off of it. Nothing happens.
Might just be water that's affected.
Huh. Wonder why that is, he says as he picks the katana up and puts it back in his sash.
Someone
Do
really
I have a
needs
water
to-
skin on me?
Wait, hold on, no. Jura spits.
As soon as it leaves your mouth, it goes up into the river.
Well,
Hmm.
Jura's a scientist.
Okay, the more I'm here, the more weirded out I am by everything. Let's just move on.
I'm cool by continuing.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, you descend, or you go further into the cave. This one, it doesn't have as many openings, but now as you're going through the caves, what appear to be stairs are cut into the parts of the path where the elevation changes. So it's not just unrefined rock anymore, like someone or something has actually gone out of their way to cut stairs into the tunnels.
Do you guys think it's natural?
Hell no.
No. Do you?
I don't know, man. I'm not a scientist.
Didn't you just say you were?
Listen,
Can I slap him on the back of the head?
science has many laws, and I don't understand all of them.
Like, as you guys are moving forward, you start hearing footsteps, like rapid footsteps, like almost like something running up ahead.
Towards us or away from us?
Away, coming towards you
Oh,
from
I'm
the
getting-
from the cave.
I'm getting prepared.
Yep.
I'm getting into a guard stance.
Stick to the wall.
Like how?
Yeah, Chari kind of like
By listening, can we
Chari
tell how
waves
fast
like
it's
the
coming?
side of the room.
Like, can we tell how fast it's running from how?
It's a sprint. Whoever this is sprinting in your direction.
yeah. I kind of wave the group to the side of the walls,
Guys.
and I get on the side of the wall with our
Guys,
stealth.
I have a lance. I could stick it out, and they could maybe run into it and fall.
Don't put it out just in case it's one of Gar's guys that got lost.
All right, fine. Can I put my tail down?
Yes.
All right. So I'll put my tail down on the ground so they could possibly trip.
Okay, as you're so your tail is
It's like-
strewn across the center of this thing.
Yeah, so it's like so they could possibly trip over whatever it is.
Okay, then let me see this person running.
Guys, be ready to
That would
attack
be-
just in case.
Okay, I would say that would be made with disadvantage because it's dark and you wouldn't be able to see it. You feel a boot hit your tail, and then you hear the sound of just face against rock as this person falls. Thalia and Charia, you're able to see this is one of Gar's guys.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Like he's this particular part of the chamber is still dark. He can't see.
It's one of us. One of the Ivies.
Oh, thank God.
What are you sprinting?
Have you seen Captain Gar?
No, he went down that left
No.
tunnel.
These caves, they aren't. It's not just 3 one-way things. They all connect, and we got separated.
Okay, in that
Okay,
case...
Okazad is
stick with us.
is tired of not seeing anything, so he pulls out his radiant dagger for some light.
Yeah, you illuminate this guy's face. His face, the color has drained completely from it.
Jesus, what happened?
Half of us got separated from Gar. There were about 5 of us. We lost track of him and Alcea. We got separated in one of the chambers. We were walking by ourselves. We tried to get back, and then all of you roll a dexterity save.
And then we all
Is
died.
it about to explode?
Yeah, he's a Cyberman, don't you know? And you're Yamcha.
I'm not Yamcha. Oh
come
no!
Really,
on.
AJ's Yamcha.
Oh, apparently AJ's Yamcha.
Ugh.
Can I use my dexterity save to help her? I don't know what's going on
Yes.
though.
Yes, you can.
All right.
So I'll say with that, like anything better than a 10 would have avoided this. Jura, you all see a small flash of blue down the cave. And you hear just a something sailing through the air, and the next thing you know, this man is impaled to the floor on a really, really nasty-looking spear.
Oh.
And you hear slow...
Are they like barefoot footsteps?
Yeah, just bare footsteps walking down the cave towards you.
Well, I'm gonna snap my fingers and throw up my own dancing lights down the way.
So just casting them down the hall?
Well,
Yeah,
there
just
goes our
casting them
stove.
down to the Nisons.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of gone since we were just standing next to this guy.
Do you remember that scene in Naruto from the tuning exams where Gaara kills those two guys and
Yeah.
Naruto and Shikamaru are just standing there terrified as Gaara walks right past them?
Yeah, so that's basically
Yeah.
what's happening.
Emerging from the shadows, I'll give I'll color the picture later and send it to you, Zach, so you can put it up in the video. But what emerges from the darkness and into the dancing lights is a 6'4" bronze dragonborn wearing a naval officer's uniform with the chest open. He's got the silver stirrups like most officers do, but he's not wearing any boots. He walks, doesn't even acknowledge you guys, walks up to the now corpse of the pirate, puts his foot on his back, and with a meaty pulls the spear out of the man's back. And as he grips it in his hand, you see sparks of electricity travel from the spear all through his body like he's a Super Saiyan 2.
Now, I assume you're Kowal?
Shut your mouth!
He shakes off the spear and he kind of sets it point down. Aye, that I am. You wouldn't happen to know where this man's captain is, would you?
Yeah, he was just asking us for directions. I mean, unfortunately, I'll admit, we're kind of lost in here.
And I noticed that you don't bear the uniform of the Lovianan Navy. How is it that your crew happened to be down here at the same time as the Navy and of Captain Gar's crew?
We've been down here for years?
Ignore
Seriously,
him.
that's what you're gonna go with?
You guys didn't speak fast enough.
Roll
Okay.
deception.
Wow.
That is perfect.
He
You
probably
watch,
thinks that
No,
low
no.
of us.
you watch as his stance relaxes, and he sort of leans more on the spear, like he's not ready to pick it up. Oh, so you're from the village then? I take it you don't get out into the caves very often. Take this path straight forward, and it should take you home.
Yes.
Thank you.
Much
The
obliged.
word is thank you.
Now, if you'll excuse me. He takes the spear out of the stone and continues to walk forward. I've got a Yanti to skin.
Quick word of advice. The room beyond there is a bit weird.
What do you mean?
Water flows up.
That seems to be a constant here. There are a few rooms where water behaves normally, but other than that, it all seems to be on the ceiling or on the walls. This is a weird place. Can't believe I left Cloudhaven for this.
Amen.
How is that place this time of year?
Pretty warm, believe it or not.
And I'm gonna perception as I look this guy up and down.
Okay, perception.
I'm just trying to. Yeah, awesome perception.
Yeah, with a 7,
He looks like
no,
a
just a really tall, really muscular bronze dragonborn in a navy uniform.
I'm going to
You
ask
could
him where
probably-
he got his weapon.
I feel like I need to look
I'm
into
gonna,
something.
I'm gonna ask him where he got his weapon.
I need to look into this guy more.
Yeah.
Alright, one.
Okay, with I'll address your thing, Zach, in a second.
Yeah.
So with the 20, Okazad, you notice he's got the first thing you notice is a large laceration scar over his left eye and a second smaller one crossing that. So like right where his left cheekbone would be, there's a second scar going over the first one horizontally. You also notice that the rank insignia on his collar are those of a commander. So yeah, this guy is who he says he is. Other than that, you can't notice much, but there is one other thing. Roll a history.
Oh,
Nope, nothing.
Okay, you
Nothing.
You notice he's wearing a necklace with a sort of a large tree engraving on it, like a huge medallion around his neck with what looks like a tree engraved in it, but you don't know what it is.
I'm chalking it up to my memory later to ask these guys.
Okay, then what were you asking him, Zach?
I was asking him where he got his weapon, and if I could have it.
It was passed down to me by the previous High Commodore of Cloudhaven. And no, I'm afraid you can't.
Oh.
However, if you want to go and try and kill yourself an ancient bronze dragon, maybe you can make yourself one.
Where can I find an ancient bronze dragon?
They usually make their lairs next to seashores, in caves, but not ones this deep. I haven't known of any to exist in the South Seas, not in the last couple of decades anyway.
Okay. Can I try one thing before you go? It's not gonna
Depends
hurt.
on what it is.
It will not hurt. It's just something that someone showed me once, and I want to try it.
Oh god, no.
Chari's
What are
just
you
gonna
about
put her
to
hand in her
do?
face.
He's gonna use the yep.
Ugh.
DC 17 Wisdom.
DC
No.
DC 14.
14.
Oh, 14. That's right.
It did not work.
If that had worked, I would have taken the chance and stabbed it violently right now.
Kowal just looks at you. What exactly is it that you're trying to do?
He looks at people.
I look at-
He looks at people and makes them scared sometimes. Other times, they just beat the crap out of him.
Oh, you know, I actually have a friend in the High Commodores who does a similar trick.
Oh. What's their name?
Her name is Captain Evelier Elwood, though I haven't heard anything from her in the last couple of weeks. Last I heard, she was headed to another island in the South Seas. But since the Sawagan never let you lot leave the village, I imagine you don't know anything about that.
No, we don't know anything. Okay, have a nice day. We will go back to our village now.
Yep, we don't know anything about Vernal. Wait, what?
Listen,
Bernal, what's that? Why did you mention
my
that? Why
word
did you mention
choice has
the Elfin
been
League?
my word choice has been very, very good.
I
haven't given anything away. I could have said she, and I didn't.
Oh, I know.
I figured that was the kobold who just spoke that.
No, Isam is keeping his mouth fucking shut. He's letting you guys do the talking.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even try to stir this pot at all.
Okay, yeah, we're going to go now. Good luck if you find the thing. Let us know. Bring him back. I want to know what he looks like.
And he starts walking down the tunnel in the direction that you guys came from.
Whew, my lie saved us.
Okazai just like takes out his some of his money and hands Jira just 5 gold.
I'm gonna hand him a single gold for that one.
I get 6 gold.
I'm just gonna look at you and go, how that ever managed to work, I don't know, but...
Don't complain. Accept
I'm gonna look
and
down at the
walk.
crewman. I'm assuming the crewman is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Did he have anything on him that could be useful to this
yeah,
place?
let's check his body, see if he got anything.
Survival.
I just want to know if he has anything that looks like that would belong to this place.
Perfectly average rolls.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want the stuff.
I'm gonna roll one for Isam, too, since...
Since he's there. No, he's petrified.
Yeah, okay, so that actually goes good with what I wanted to say for him. Like, Isam is shaking in his non-boots at the display of power that that Colwall just showed off. AJ, you don't want to loot?
No, because I'm gonna say Thalia was stealth the whole time, just kind of in the background.
Just watching all this happen?
Yeah.
Probably a good call after just seeing that.
Yeah,
Okay,
we could have both just stealth attacked him and totally would have been fine.
He could have.
Yeah, because I want to say I was stealth through that whole thing. I mean, I don't know if he saw me, but I want to say I was stealth in the background.
So, Okazad, you notice that he's got a small coin purse around his belt. So if you want that, you can have it.
Well, he's not going to be needed anymore, unfortunately.
Charia, you notice that he had a couple of potions of healing in his coat pocket, and you are also able to get a buckle off of a belt that he had draped across his shoulder with Gar's, like with a metal version of Gar's insignia on it.
Gar will probably want this back. And how many potions of healing?
3.
3. Okay. Oh, that's something nice.
And Jura, you take his shoes.
Ah, yes, perfect. That's what I wanted the whole time. Listen.
So now, here's the question. Do we continue with that giant colossus of the murder machine walking around? Because I'm thinking if he spots us again next time, it won't be on friendly terms.
Do you plan on stopping him now?
Listen, he thinks we're a local. I've convinced him.
Yeah, I still don't believe that's going to save us, but at the same
I
time...
vote going to
no.
town.
Well, if we run into him again, we could say we're just directionally challenged.
Well, going back the way we came is certainly a no-go.
Yeah, we can't go that way. So we can only press forward.
And at this time, I think it would be probably good if we found Gar.
Yeah, now we really need to find Gar.
Assuming they...
Which I looked down the path. He isn't coming back, right? He hasn't just been like... Yeah, Cobalt isn't like sitting 5 feet away like, you know I'm still right here, guys.
No, like the footsteps continued to fade down the tunnel and eventually disappear from your ability to perceive.
Okay, I think we should start, like, running to our places right now.
Yeah,
well,
the
we'll
only
find
place that you know where is now, like unless you want to keep stumbling blindly in these caves, the only place you know is Colwall told you if you keep going straight and don't veer off the path, it'll take you back to a village that's down here.
Yeah,
we
should...
I vote village.
Yeah, go to the village.
Which, by the way, that was a fucking awesome nat 20, Zach. That was not something I expected you to do.
You never expected that. It worked out, though.
I expected you guys just to stumble onto the village after a while of searching. I didn't expect, we live down here. Oh, okay, just go over that way.
Yeah, so I guess we can head towards that way, because, I mean...
Listen, I've just protected us from Colwall for a bit now, because he thinks we're locals, and if we run into him again, we're directionally challenged.
Okay, as you're moving forward down this path, it takes another 15 minutes if you're keeping straight. There's a couple of small, like, circular rooms that it opens up into. A couple of places, like Colwall said, the water is on the walls or it's on the ceiling. There's one room where it's actually just above the doorways, flowing in a circle around the entire room. But just like the room with the river on the ceiling, it doesn't appear to be anything harmful. It's just something weird going on with the water down here. And as you move forward, you notice in this final stretch of tunnel, there are lights, or there's glowing rock, very similar to the stuff you found in the Destroyer's burial chamber back on Vernal. There's a couple of those in the ceiling of the tunnel, in the walls. And now that it's illuminated and you can very clearly see the water is converging on the walls, it's flowing down the tunnel in the direction y'all are going, and gravity seems to return to normal for once as it pools at the bottom, and you can look, there's a small pool with a hole big enough for you to swim through. And there's a bunch of non-green light from the rocks pouring out from under that hole.
No. Shall we?
Well, Gar is still lost down here.
Yeah, and probably would not be good to just try to ditch him.
If anything, we should definitely tell him.
Yeah. Well, we know where this is, so we can at least figure our way back here if we get lost.
Well, Isam looks forward at it. Who's to say that Gar's not here already?
Well, then we should definitely go check.
Yeah, let's poke our head through at least.
Okay. So you all swim through?
Yep. Unless AJ has anything else to say on that.
What?
Anything? You have anything to say on us? Either immediately looking for Gar, or looking through the hole to the village.
Oh no, I wanted to go to the village.
Okay.
So then you guys all dive in, and it's a very brief swim, like area transition in Monster Hunter World. You go down, you go through that little opening in the rocks, and you emerge here, if you would scroll to the bottom of the page.
Was this the thing that was super detailed?
It was one of them. So just like it was on the other side, the water in this particular chamber anyway seems to be flowing naturally, and it makes a small break of waves as you step up onto the sand, and there's the mouth of what appears to be the end of the cave and a large stone archway in front of you.
Well, let's go check out this village then, I guess.
Just let me give everybody control of their things. Just tell her to stop texting.
Well, do you see what it's about?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's going on?
We found our way to the village. It looks
Okay,
like an
cool.
underwater Mayan temple.
Fun.
And I remember something in the conversation about Zahagan being in the water, or in this area, and not letting people leave a village.
Okay, so jump cut for a second. Let me see what the hell this is all about. So then, for clarification, the short and skinny is when you guys found your, or when you finally caught up to Gar on the Hoodwink, there were 2 ships alongside of his, a brig on his left and a frigate listing to its starboard side on the right. The weapon that Gar promised you was on that frigate. It was embedded in a bold, like the bold wood of the main deck. It was a double-handed axe, and when you picked it up, it was super fucking heavy, but as soon as you picked it up, the frigate stopped listing and righted itself.
Yeah, so I don't know how that happened, but thankfully caught it pretty early, so.
Yeah, and then you all descended in the diving bell. It was Gar, Alcir, and 8 of his guys, and then the 5 of you, counting Isam.
Okay, so quick recap of that 10-20 minutes that we lost.
Yeah.
Thankfully, not too much happened in that time, thankfully.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that's why I check my recording more frequently now.
Yeah, so emerging out into this place, Isam is gonna
This map
follow along with you guys.
This map is fucking huge, by the way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
why do you think he was going on about the...
Yeah, I'm glad. At least you did this for scale purposes.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna kind of look around and call out, "Hello?"
Yeah, perception?
I might as well, because
Yeah,
I'm...
we might as well, all of us.
Double critical.
There's your,
Wow, that's
there's your luck.
Well, that's
So clearly the shit only works when you're out of water.
Yeah, no. Apparently, when I'm underwater, it just doesn't work. I'm gonna have to fix it. I'm gonna have to get waterproof.
apparently I'm having a reverse problem.
Okay, so Jura and Thalia, you're able to look up and see that the ceiling is like it's all rock. Whatever this is, this place is completely contained under the water. Like this is basically a big air pocket where all these houses and things have been built. And like I don't have them on the map at present because I actually didn't have time to draw the Sahagins. But there are a couple of people here, like they seem to be from a bunch of different races. You've got some humans, there's 1 or 2 tabaxis, a couple of elves, and a shit ton of Sahagin just walking around this place, seemingly going about their everyday lives as if this were a perfectly normal village.
Do I see anyone of the Navy or Gar's crew?
Negative. There's no pirates. You don't see Gar here, and there's no indication that the Navy are here.
I'm gonna walk up to the nearest one that doesn't seem to be like doing anything important. And be like, "Hey."
One of the Sawagan guards or one of the villagers?
One of the guards, I guess, because they seem to be here, probably just guarding.
Okay, you find a sort of piranha-looking Sawagan holding a trident at the ready with armor seemingly made from really tough, like deep water seashells.
Mm-hmm.
And he's about 4'5". Sawagan aren't very tall. But as you walk up to him, he looks up at you, like just stares at you with black, unblinking fish eyes.
Terrifying.
And he points at you with his trident.
Who are you?
We just came through over there. We're travelers.
You are with Bronze Dragon.
He pointed us this way. It was, said it was safe here.
He's sort of like shifting his feet, like stepping sideways in a circle around you, kind of like Sokka to Aang when they first met.
Yeah, I let him go around.
And he's sort of just like poking the sand around your boots.
You are with Bronze Dragon?
He said this way was to a safe place. now.
Simple answers. Jura kind of like whispers loudly over to him.
Like, as soon as you tell him that, Shari, like, he sort of releases the double-handed grip on the trident. He's now only holding it in one hand at his side. And he's sort of like, when he nods, like, because of his physiology, like, it looks like his entire body is bouncing up and down. But he nods, yes.
Village, very safe.
Didn't expect a village down here, to be honest.
Village is Kulapam Gate Village.
Alright, also, have you seen someone about yay height, one hand, talks like this and is very angry, walking around anywhere nearby?
Oh, you're the Snake Man.
Yeah.
Snake Man, come here. He go back into cave. He say,
And you see him struggling to kind of reminisce the common. Like, common is clearly not this man's first language.
Did he seem angry and like he wanted to go hit something?
Yeah. He turn around. He turn angry. He say, Korra not here, motherfucker.
What language does this guy speak exactly?
Aquan.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't speak Aquan.
I don't speak Aquan either.
As much as I want to say Okaza does, I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
No, I speak Abyssal.
Yeah, Aquan is a subdialect of Primordial. So if you speak Primordial, you can kind of get a feel for what he would be saying, but it's different dialects. So it would be like American English versus Scottish English. There would be some clear language barriers.
I don't have anything to talk to him with.
I kind of wish my subclass allowed this.
Well,
I mean, he's struggling in common, but he can still make a point.
yeah. Well, thank you for at least letting us know where he is. He gets very angry, you see, when he's let off his chain.
Yeah, you see, he's very angry.
Always. But, thank you for your help on that one. Sorry to bother you.
Oh, no bother. God's here to help. Gods make people happy. Happy people, no one to leave.
Yeah. And
Alright,
she kind of nods and goes back to the group and kind of goes, okay, so Scar was here. Gar went back into the caves. He's hunting Colwall, and the Sahagin seem to be friendly with Colwall, and something about happy people never leave.
Okay, well, it
That
sounds
last
like...
part's not at all ominous.
Yeah, it's not at all ominous, but let's try to not chirp too much of a hornet's nest.
Well, we should ask about the thing we're looking for.
We don't even
Yeah.
know what it is we're looking for. We're literally on a wild goose chase down here.
Ask the fishman if there's a special thing down here. He'll understand.
Let's go
Because
find
they're
a
clearly
different.
going to tell us that.
Let's go find a different one. Maybe we can find the fish chieftain or something. Besides, I don't want to go back to that one. His eyes don't blink.
Literally interrogating people.
He's a
for
fish. Fish don't blink.
Yeah, it's still creepy as hell, especially when he has that many teeth.
He's right there. Be careful. He might understand you.
Okay,
Let's-
so you're gonna go and find another guard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find someone who looks like they're somewhat more on the priority chain. Maybe speaks common a little better.
Someone that looks like they have a soul.
Yeah, someone who
Okay,
blinks would be nice.
So as you walk towards a little closer to the fountain in the center of this village, you notice a slightly taller, skinnier Sawagin, and this one, it's wearing shell armor similar to the first one, but this armor is actually intricately carved. It's got a bunch of like Aquan inscriptions on it, and his trident looks significantly fancier.
Hello?
He looks at it, like, this one's got the same kind of like piranha, like black eyes, unblinking as the other one did, but you can tell he carries himself with a bit more of an authoritative bearing.
Mhm.
And as he looks, he's like,
You are new to village.
Yeah, we're travelers from above the water.
Very rare that we get travelers here.
Yep, we were down here with some people through the caves that way, and got lost before the Bronze Dragonborn showed us the way.
So the bronze dragon has departed.
I'm
it
not
seems-
entirely sure of that.
Yeah. He seems he's still looking through those caves for something.
The bronze dragon and the snake man seem to want to find one another.
That does not surprise me.
Yeah, that so we were actually traveling here for a reason. We're looking for. We've heard of an artifact of some kind down here.
Artifact of what?
We're not really sure. We haven't gotten much word on it. We've heard it has magical powers of some sort. We're from above land, and we unfortunately getting rumors about such a place like this. We didn't even know the village was down here.
Magical artifact. Possibly Heart of Kulapam.
The heart of Kulapam.
I don't suppose that has to do anything to do with how the water's been behaving down here.
Kulapam is creator of the village. He parts water, controls it, makes environment to where Sawagan and travelers come to stay.
I see.
Kulapam was here before Sawagan. Kulapam's heart, large magic rock.
Is it somewhere that we could see it? We're travelers, and like I said, we're down here just traveling. As bad as that sounds.
Yeah.
Audience is normally impossible unless Kulapam demands.
Ah. Well, thank you for your help with that at least. Do you guys have anything you want to say?
None that I would want to say in front of this guard.
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for your help. If we have anything extra, do you mind if we come back here and ask some more questions?
Not at all. Guards are here to help.
Thank you. And I'm going to kind of take the party off a little bit, just out of earshot. Or earshot. I don't know what fishmen have.
Probably very poor hearing since they don't have ears.
Yeah. Okay, well, we at least might have found the magical artifact that has
It
been
also-
told to us.
It also sounds like removal of said thing will cause this place to flood and be uninhabitable for the rest of us.
Yeah, but at least that does give us ammunition.
If we get the thing, it might drown them all.
They're fish.
That would be
They're
bad.
likely to be fine.
There's not
Well,
just fish people down
The
here.
guards are Sawagan. The villagers are humans, elves, tabaxi, pretty much anybody who's stumbled down here either by accident or design.
You're still
Either
talking
way.
about destroying a whole town if you take it.
Yeah, that's not exactly good. I was more thinking that since we know that Colwall wants to come in here and possibly take it, we could warn the villagers of that.
We don't even know if that is what he's after, or if it's something else entirely.
We don't even know if they'll believe us.
Yeah, unfortunately there's a whole lot of things, but either way, if we want to get back to Gar, we're gonna have to go back into the caves unless you guys want to explore the town for a minute.
Well, the villagers seem to like him, though. So how
They
well
all-
do they know him?
You say they like him, but they
Yeah,
also
it was
don't
never
like-
stated
wait.
that they like him. They just know that he's there. They called him the Bronze Dragon, and they called Gar the Snake Man. So they've
It doesn't
seen
seem
both
like
of
they have
them.
anything against either of them.
Yeah, not yet anyway.
Yeah, so we could shift that to liking Snake Man and
Then again, both Gar and Kowal are looking for each other.
yeah.
So it's unlikely they would have thought to ask after the artifact.
Well, at least that gives us a leg up on Colwall.
Barely.
Technically, it gives you a leg up on both of them.
Technically it does, but that requires somehow getting this artifact. If we can even remove it safely, because I don't think any of us are going to just destroy an ecosystem.
Well,
Okay, well, most of us won't.
Like,
Is there an expert here on the artifact?
Probably. Though, before you do that, all of you roll me a perception real quick.
uh-oh.
Again?
As Kowal or Gara comes through the water,
As they
and-
both come
but-
through opposite ends of the water.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they Spider-Man.
if they just destroy the town, then we don't have to worry about drowning it out.
I'm
Yeah,
taking
but we
these
saw
low rolls.
16, 19, 10, and what, 18?
Yeah.
Okay, so the entire cave that the village is in shakes as the sound of a thunderclap echoes through the entire cavern system.
Okay.
You look up, you see there's a couple spots in the ceiling where you can see the light of the outside, like, watery area. You see a bunch of blue flashes as the sound of thunder continues to echo through the cave system.
Okay, we need to make a decision. We need to make it fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of lean back over to the Sahagin. Is that normal?
Like, the Sawagin just shakes his head like, no. If you want to roll insight to see what that could possibly be.
Yeah, I think I have an idea, but I don't want to.
An insight, 12, 11, 3.
And critical.
Nat 20. Okay, Jura, yeah, from that and like what you've seen closely observing Gar, those two have found each other.
That's not good. Okay, we have a few decisions
so
here.
the constant, the flashing back and forth of blue, you discern is most likely lightning, and the
we
thunder
need
is
to
them.
warn the village.
Yeah, and the thunder is them
Basically the
clashing with each
issue.
other.
The way
Yeah.
in the mind of Jura, here's what I see. We can go up there and, help try to defeat Colwall, but I don't see that going well for us.
Probably not.
We can get the stone and drown the whole village out, and possibly those two. Which,
We might also end up killing a pirate lord while we're at it if we do that.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
you also have to remember, Colwall is a dragonborn like you, Okazad. So if you drown this place, he won't be affected.
Yeah, that was a concern for me. But wait a minute. He's a sorcerer too, right?
He's a battle sorcerer, so he's able to use magic and weapons.
Yeah.
So removing this will probably not only kill the pirate lord, but also potentially the dragonborn will live it.
We're kind of stuck in a tight bind here.
Well, what if we get the village to leave?
What if we convince the village to fight Colwall for us?
Okay, let me ask you this, Charia. Where would they go?
He's got a point. They have no way out.
That we know
Okay, but
of.
can we at
One.
least tell them they live
Yeah.
here? They might
Yeah.
have more ideas. Tell them what is going on, what the
Okay.
potential issue is,
The-
and let
Yeah.
them figure it out.
Thank you, voice of reason.
You're
Yeah, so I'm gonna
welcome.
tell
Stop
him,
bickering.
and I'm gonna go back over to the Sahagin. So, I think I might know what's going on now.
He looks at you, like, expectantly.
Bronze Dragonborn and Snake Man found each other.
That is Bronze Dragon and Snake Man fight?
Yes, and they are
Yeah.
very powerful.
Yeah, like, you watch the scales, like, on and around his face. Like, they go from blue to a slightly lighter shade of blue as the reality of that settles in.
And I'll tell you one thing. Bronze Dragon Man, we heard, was here for a mystical artifact.
He here for Kulapam Heart?
But
Yeah, we
think he wants to
don't
take
know.
it.
It's possible that he wants to take it and do something.
You said Bronze Dragon strong. Kulapam strong.
But is Kulapan that strong?
Don't question his god.
Well, I'm asking, like, do you think Kulapan could stand up to Bronze Dragon?
Kulapam. Water. All water in cave is Kulapam.
Well, if it's anything, the Snake Man is here to stop him.
Snake Man want heart too.
Well, no, Snake Man wants to stop Bronze Dragon from Bronze Dragonborn from getting hurt.
Snake Man just wants Bronze Dragon dead.
Snake Man,
Snake Man no take heart.
Snake Man, no take heart. Snake Man have the anger problem from Bronze Dragonborn. Hand lost because of Bronze Dragon.
Snake Man have axe to grind.
I was trying to say it in a way that you might get it. Snake Man's arm hurt by Dragonborn. Dragonborn bad.
And you follow me.
Alright. Go on, guys.
He turns and he starts walking around the fountain into the large building on the opposite side with the arch in front of it. You walk in, And it's a large, almost like a mansion. And in this foyer, there's a room in the center of the room on the back, a door. You follow the Sahuagin through there. He stands at attention. He sets the trident next to him, and he puts his left hand over his chest. He says,
Master, visitors for Kulapam.
and on the other side of the room is a desk. You see an elderly-looking human, and standing directly behind him is a large, muscular Sahuagin, decked out head to toe in the most beautiful shell armor. Like, it doesn't matter that he's got, like, weird-looking piranha face. This dude's armor and weapons are pristine. He is very clearly, like, the highest-ranking guard around. And you also notice on one of his little fish eyes is a monocle.
Yes.
Just to make him a little bit more fancy.
I love it.
Yeah, so he's got big, beautiful armor, an awesome-looking trident, but a monocle over his fish eye.
It's like some Alice in Wonderland shit.
And Chaya will kind of do a light bow as they're being introduced.
The human stands up and he returns your bow.
So, something about Kulapam. You're dismissed.
The Sahuagin that you walked in with bows, and he leaves the room and he closes the door behind him.
Well, to frankly cut down on some time with this, the giant thunderstorm and crashing of lightning is the Snake Man and Bronze Dragon who have come to the area.
Oh, that bronze dragonborn that came through a while back. This is now the Sahuagin talking.
Yes. We're all from the service. We're travelers. We came down here looking at the rumors of the magical artifact that was down here and stumbled upon the rumor that the Bronze Dragonborn is here to steal it.
Oh my. I knew that was going to be a problem. You see, sir, I tell you these things, but you simply don't listen.
Yes, Coreus, I get it.
The Snake Man, on the other hand, only his goal is entirely to kill Dragonborn.
Based on the way these two are at each other's throats, it sounds... Pirates and Navy, I'm guessing?
You kind of got it on the point. Navy wants the magical artifact for whatever they're doing.
Yes, that age-old goal of theirs. I was born on the surface. I didn't come down here yesterday. But... that would be unfortunate if they were to take the heart. We do sort of need it to keep about our way down here.
You kind of figure, and that's why I was warning you, since, in this case at least, the pirates are here to just not let things get stolen. And to kill him, mostly.
The heart of the issue is now that they know it's here, they're never going to let it alone.
Unfortunately.
That presents a small issue.
Since I'm assuming taking it out of here probably isn't the safest thing and or healthiest thing for the village.
No, well, unfortunately, removing it will require one to... And do steel yourself, Coreus.
And the Sahuagin kind of just nods.
Removing the artifact would require one to kill Kulapam.
And that doesn't sound like that's a good thing.
It's
No
certainly
offense,
not-
I'm new to the area, Mr.
It's not a preferred option. I mean, the creature isn't immortal, of course. He can be killed, as can anything else. But it's the implication of what happens afterwards. Without Kulapam to control the artifact within him, these tunnels would flood. All of us who have come to call this place home would inevitably be forced to find a new one.
Unfortunately, if the Navy has their way, that's going to happen no matter what. And having seen the Bronze Dragonborn in action, and the giant raging sky storm in the underwater, I don't think he's going to take no for an answer.
And I should hope not. After all, those Navy chaps do follow their admiral's orders as holy writ.
Pardon me for asking, but what even is Kulapam?
Kulapam is, or was, a water elemental. But hundreds of years ago, this is long before the Sawagan came and long before any of us above the surface even discovered there was an old civilization here. Kulapom was here first, but back then, a magical stone, it would seem, found its way down into this settlement. Kulapom happened upon it and took it into his body. It increased his size and his power, enabling him to clear out this village and the caves that I imagine you took to come here.
Correct. We kind of noticed the water acts really weird down here.
Oh yes, that is Kulapom's influence. He controls all of it within the area of the cave. It's not a stretch to say that Kulapom itself is the water in these caves.
So that's what the little guy meant. But that still does leave the problem of if the Bronze Dragonborn does decide to take it, what do you do?
Well, without the artifact, I imagine Kulapom will not be strong enough to maintain the barrier of air around this place. Barring any miraculous means of escaping to the surface, those of us unable to breathe water will surely die here.
Well, we have... There is one way up to the surface the same way we came down, but that can only funnel a couple people up at a time. The Sahagan, I imagine, would be more or less fine able to swim to the surface, but the rest of you, I'm assured, probably can't.
No, we're not as fortunate. And unfortunately, it's never occurred to us to try and find any supernatural means of breathing underwater.
Unless you have some way to reproduce a scroll of water breathing repeatedly forever.
You're speaking as if we have one, dear. There haven't been any magical scrolls down here for quite some time. We don't have any mages.
Okay, so out of game, AJ, do you mind if I attempt to help them with the water breathing scroll?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I have one.
Scroll Ex Machina.
I've got one right here. If you guys could somehow,
Yeah, I hand it to Chari.
and I hand it over to him, and I'll if you guys could figure out some way to cover everyone with it, or make another one off of it somehow.
Like as he's looking at it.
I'm sure we could certainly replicate it, come up with several more, enough to accommodate everyone in the village. Is this...
Like he turns to look over his shoulder.
Is this acceptable, Coreus? We may have to leave, but we will all leave together, and we will, of course, live among the Sawagan, wherever we end up.
I suppose. After all, it certainly defeats the purpose if Kulapom dies and all of you die. Yes, this is acceptable.
Very good,
And,
then.
and also, in that case, do you mind if we ask... I guess this would be in bad taste, but as to prevent the Navy from acquiring this magic jewel to use most likely in a weapon of some kind. As the pirates all live on islands, one could imagine them trying to harness it to drown said islands.
Of course. But, as said before, there's only one way to remove it. And if you're looking to destroy it so as to avoid the Navy getting their hands on it, well, Coreus, do correct me if I'm wrong, but...
No, sir. You will have to kill Kulapom yourselves.
Yeah, and I didn't want to say those words because I know he's your religious figure who's...
He is simply a forebear, sir. Nothing more.
Alright.
The more shaky of the town guards may have taken offense, but as I'm sure you can tell, I am significantly more well-read.
Of course. I didn't mean any offense to you, it was just... I did not know myself in this city and was trying to merely take the correct steps as to not offend. But in that case, that still leaves us with the problem of having to kill him, which... You make it sound as though he is not simply any other water elemental. A quick little thrash and he'll be gone.
No, And unfortunately, self-preservation dictates that he will not simply stand by and let you pierce him.
I figured as much.
Hypothetically speaking, what happened if said heart was destroyed?
I imagine its magic would be dispersed. This pocket of air would disperse as well, gradually filling with water. I highly doubt it would happen all at once. The stone would cease to hold any magical charge and become naught but a powerless rock.
So that only leaves getting out of here afterwards and not getting caught in the way of those two.
So it would seem. We felt the thunderous tremor all the way from here. One would certainly be wise to avoid getting between those two, especially if they are these pirates and navy that the headman speaks of.
Well, would you be able to help us kill Kulapan, or at least remove the heart from him?
I suppose I can accompany you, yes. I am the strongest god. If anyone stood a chance of helping you, it would be I.
That and you do know these lands better than us.
Oh, it is not so much land, so much as a small cavern tucked away behind the village.
I mean, that still helps a little bit.
Then by all means. Headman, if you would round up the villagers and the other guards. We need to get that scroll duplicated as quickly as possible.
Of course.
The old man stands up from his chair and he starts leaving the room.
I thank you all for your warning.
Now, of course, it's the least we can do.
Off we go then. Do your best, Coreus, and do try to come back alive.
Of course, sir.
Oh,
And the old man leaves and leaves you in the room with Coreus.
Well, you guys have anything you want to do before we attempt to go kill a water elemental that's juiced up?
I believe you two want to be first in line for getting one of those scrolls back.
Yeah, we'll need at least 2 scrolls, one for us, one for our friends.
Well, maybe not. Most of them are probably dead.
Yes, because, yes, I understand that most of them may be dead, but Gar would probably want one.
Unless we have convince Gar to come with us. But probably not a bad idea since he's fighting the better
Yeah,
fight.
he can, as long as he's keeping him occupied, we don't have to worry about getting impaled by him.
Well, how are we gonna give him the scroll mid-fight?
I'll cast it from outside of range and then we all run.
You know what? That's fine.
Who's to say that a certain dragon isn't just gonna follow us behind?
I think he's gonna be more
Because-
concerned with Gar.
Yeah.
I mean, once we're done with Gar.
I mean, he'll still probably want to kill Gar, but at the same time, he'll probably want to make sure his men are out.
Glad you said it.
Why?
That's actually a very insightful observation.
What was it?
I remember what I roll. More or less, Mr. Commodore is very much attached to his crew.
Yeah, he does have a vendetta to settle with Gar, but at the end of the day, he's a naval officer first and a rival to Gar second. So he is going to prioritize the escape of his own men if he can.
Yeah. And with the cave slowly filling with water, he'll probably go with that one option. But, shall we go attempt to kill a god? Unless AJ,
Okay, hang on.
Huh?
Is there anything special in this town? Anything to buy, barter, steal, loot? My greed needs something.
Like Coreus tells you that they have farmers, like they have a couple of farms, so there's vegetables, there's food, they have a collection of books from all the surface dwellers who have stumbled down here.
Any special unique food?
Like unique how, just something unique to this area?
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah,
Juggalo is always interested in unique food.
That is a good point.
Oh,
That is a
boy.
good point.
So if it's about to all go away
That's even
and
more
he's never
rare.
had it before,
That is very true. Then yeah, Coreus explains that there is a local delicacy in which fish caught like that the Sahuagin catch and subsequently bring back to the village. They have a special way of searing them where like the fire they use to cook it brings out a certain kind of flavor. Like there's fish that are only this far down in this particular trench in this part of the world where the flavor is not like any other fish in the world, they say.
Okay. Now, is there a way I can take it and, I don't know, preserve it somehow? Or, like, put it into my ring to give immediately to Juggalo?
Yeah,
like, how...
roll an Arcana for in regards to your Ring of Vanishing. Okay, no, as long as it wasn't less than a 10, I would have given it to you.
Okay.
You got a feel for when you sent Galena through. Time does not affect living, or in the case of these fish, recently killed matter the way it would normally. So, like if you were to put it in a bag of holding, it would still rot. If you put it in the Ring of Vanishing, nothing would happen to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we can let's grab a couple of servings of that stuff then. If that's
Yeah,
what you
so I'm
want.
gonna grab a few of them, so...
Okay, so then Coreus basically tells the person working that particular market, like, hey, these people are friends, just give them whatever.
I'm gonna check. Do they have like a weapon shop or anything down here?
They've got one. It's the small shop to the east of the fountain. It's manned by a tiny, like a really short, really burly Sahuagin, like if Danny DeVito was a Sahuagin. And he's
So
the one who
anyway, I
makes all
started.
and he's the one who makes all the spears and tridents for the guards.
Alright, how many of those special fish, whatever I want to call them?
How many do you want?
One, probably one per party member that can actually go into there without going insane.
Probably, yeah. But I'm probably
the-
not going to go back in there for a while.
Yeah, all of these buildings also have doors, so if you guys wanted to access it right now, I mean, obviously there's a couple of things I'd have to roll, but you could conceivably go and drop that stuff off with Juggalo right now if you wanted to.
I mean, we don't really need him right now, do we?
No, we can give it to him a little bit later.
Yeah, we can save that. So I'll just grab 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna call it special fish entree because I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, that works.
And you said there's books here too, right?
Yes. It's a random selection of stuff, Coreus explains, just a random selection of books, like from all different genres, that the surface dwellers had with them when they discovered this place, or when they, for some reason, came down here.
Okay. Could I roll something to look and see what they got?
Yeah, that would be perception to peruse that shop. Okay, with a 13, you notice there's a little bit of stuff about recent history, like of the different city-states. There's one for Antelia. You notice from the way the spine is ornately decorated, there's one for Kiriyama. There's a couple of books of fiction, just random stories by random authors. There's a book about like making naval charts and navigating. And there's one about old artifacts and possible burial sites thereof.
Okay, can I have the
Those last
Kiriyama and the old artifacts burial sites?
Okay, the bookkeeper is an older elven man, and he asks, do you have anything to trade by chance?
Well, I've got quite a lot to trade.
Oh, well then, by all means, let's talk business, miss.
Okay, let's see. Let me actually see, what do I have? Crap, what do I have?
Yeah, because this is a village, and this man does not appear to have been told of the situation right now. So anything that would be either exotic or of use in a secluded village in an air pocket thousands of feet below the ocean.
I mean, I have a stinger tail. I still have some of those glowing crystal shards.
You do have that.
So I take out a shard and show it to him?
As soon as you set it on the counter, like his eyes go wide and he gets excited. He reaches under and he pulls out a single cracked. It looks like a magnifying glass, just with a huge split going down the lens. Like, this thing is old, and he holds it like he's holding the glowing rock under it as he looks at it.
What is this?
I don't really know what to tell him. It's a glowing crystal shard.
Interesting. Does it need to be charged, or does it just
No,
glow
it just
indefinitely?
glows. It just glows on its own.
Fascinating. This could circumvent the need for torches. We could save so much wood. How many of these do you have?
I really don't want to part with that many.
I mean, you could bullshit the number. You'd have to roll deception, but you can bullshit him.
Or just tell him you don't want to give them all.
Yeah,
Also
I'm
that.
saying I don't want to give them all. So
Yeah, and that would just be persuasion.
Persuasion for what though?
I mean, it's going to be a low AC, but it would be persuasion of like, hey, you know, I've got several, but I'd like to keep a few of them. Or you can give him a bullshit number to deceive. Okay, so a 21. He hears that and he nods.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't dare trouble you to part with your entire stock. I was just curious how many you'd be willing to put up versus these books, if there was possibly anything else I could offer to maybe get more.
Well, do you have any really good, unique books?
Let me see. There was what's on the shelves, but let me see. I may have something.
What was that other book called besides the Kirami one?
There was one on the history of Antelia.
No, the ancient.
Oh, the other one you grabbed, the ancient artifact, or basically it's a book detailing several ancient artifacts and possible burial sites for them.
I need a name for my bag.
Oh, Book of Artifacts.
Thank you. Continue.
Well, I do have one thing. It's not quite a book per se. None of us brought it. It was actually here around the time the Sawagan got here. They were the ones who found it, and they eventually gave it to us because it didn't really belong anywhere else. But let me see if I can find it.
He takes a ladder out from the corner and he goes all the way up to the top of one of the bookshelves. Offhand, the way the light is set up in this place, you could be forgiven for mistaking this for a slate gray backbone, like a spine of a book. But he pulls it out and reveals it to be a thick stone tablet. He sets it down on the counter and slides it towards you.
There's this. As I said, it's not a book, but it's definitely the most unique thing we have.
Can I roll like some sort of perception for it?
Yes. Well, since it's that close, you can try investigation too if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Might be better than an 11, you never know.
I mean, if it's also that close, you would think it would be a 20. It would.
Okay, with a 17, this thing, looking at it at a distance, you would think it's just got a bunch of lines, like thin lines engraved into it. But as you look closer, you see that the lines are actually very fine print in roll me a history with advantage.
Well, I get advantage on history anyway. So.
I know.
Oh, 12.
No,
That
with
sucks.
a 12, you're able to discern the engravings in this tablet are celestial.
Okay. All right.
Can you read
Well, for the
Celestial?
stone tablet and the 2 books, I'll give him 3 crystals.
That works, one for each.
Yeah.
Like he nods.
Well, that would be more than fair. Yes.
Okay, so then he slides all 3 of those, the tablet and the 2 books, across to you.
Okay, and since I know we're about to be doing some water stuff, I'm putting them in my ring. So they don't get wet.
Probably a good idea.
And I'm gonna go check out the weapon shop then.
As soon as you do that, you said you put all 3 of them in your ring?
Yes, why?
All four of you roll me perception.
No. They're getting closer.
No, I feel like it's something else.
I'm busy.
Okay, like pretty much anything shy of a 5 and up would have noticed this. You all look at your forearms. That key symbol reappears, the one that Juggalo gave you. The face on it is sporadically shifting between happy, sad, and enraged really, really quickly. And Thalia, like, you notice as soon as you put these 3 things in there is when that starts.
Oh no.
Oh, crap.
I figured
It was the
something
tablet,
with
wasn't
that.
it? Damn
Like
it.
Like, it disappears after a couple of seconds, but as soon as it's in there, you see that symbol come up, and those faces are going a mile a minute.
That's.
We'll have to go talk
Well,
to him.
thank God we have the fish.
Can anyone
Okay.
read Celestial? I can.
No.
I thought you could.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
Seriously?
I didn't. Yeah, I said I did. You didn't hear me.
Oh, I guess I didn't.
Well,
I mean, you can take it back out. We can read it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the tablet back out.
I mean, if it
retreat.
caused that kind of reaction,
Yeah.
You retrieve it, no problem.
Is our arm still freaking out?
No, it stopped.
okay.
Okay. So.
Okay, well that's not going back in there.
Okay. Well, let me.
So what does it say?
Well, all right. So she hands me the tablet, and I
Juggalo's a
will.
giant
I will
nerd.
read it.
Okay, the Celestial that's on this tablet is in an old dialect. Like, this is not the Celestial that's currently spoken.
Oh.
Oh crap.
Am I still able to understand it, or?
You're able to catch a couple of words. There's repeated mention of some kind of war, some kind of struggle that took place a long time ago. And there's one thing that's repeatedly mentioned. It's, what is it? There's repeated mention of something called the Gallant One. Like, it mentions this being a couple of times, like the Gallant One this, the Gallant One that. A couple of references are made to some kind of fall, some kind of plot against the gods. Sometimes in lieu of the Gallant One, the term champion is also sometimes used.
I'll translate this, or translate what I can to the group. But other than that, I cannot read it.
Interesting.
that's concerning.
Whatever it was, he knows. He knows.
Well, it's not like we knew when we put it in there.
Yes, but he knows. He knows we have this, and whatever it is, he knows about it.
We'll have to fix it later. In the meantime,
We'll have to talk to him after this then.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go grab some of those weapons from the weapon shop, and then we'll go deal with the water elemental.
Do hurry up. I doubt
No,
Garrett
no.
is going to be lasting much longer.
No,
I'm
please
going-
take your time. I
going-
really, I don't like going there.
The more we dawdle here, the longer their fight drags on for, and the more this roof could just come collapsing down on us for.
Well, we can say he was in the weapon shop when I was in the bookshop, so.
Yeah, that was the plan,
we
I
can
think.
have, we can have the two things happening simultaneously. So you see the pudgy
Oops.
Danny DeVito Sawagan hammering on a spear.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Crap. I might need a. Okay, I may need a translator.
Do you speak?
Roll perception.
I guess this makes.
17.
17. Okay, so as he's talking to you, like, obviously you're not catching it. It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like Aqua, not that you know of. But as he talks, you notice 17. You said.
Yep.
As he talks, or as his mouth is moving, you're able to see through his teeth. He's got a tongue-eating louse inside of his mouth.
Need help removing that?
As his mouth opens, like you see this little
It's almost like an off-white, like pinkish, almost arthropod-looking thing, but it's got two little beady black eyes that are looking back at you.
Oh, you did some research.
Yeah, like for reference, MJ, this is like a real-life parasite. It goes into a fish's mouth, it eats their tongue out, and it basically lives there, like in place of their tongue, eating what the fish eats.
Oh,
and
so-
slowly starving the fish.
Yep.
Yes, slowly starving the fish, but
I'm gonna, what would I roll to see if I can remove that?
Survival, I imagine.
I think it would be like,
medical probably.
yeah.
Okay, I'll roll medicine. 16?
With a 16, you can remove it, but his tongue will still be gone.
Well, at least he'll
But it
still be
won't-
able to eat.
Yeah, so I'm like, I think I know how to remove that. Am I just nod up and down if I can attempt to remove that tongue-eating monster?
You see him nod, and like a Pez dispenser, the top of his head leans back, and you're now looking like you can see this thing clearly behind 2 rows of razor-sharp teeth.
If I
And
lose my hand,
he sort of pushes out the back of his tongue, like pushing the louse forward.
all right. Well, I assume it's kind of like grab the back of the tongue and just cut the tongue off.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'll pull out my dagger and I grab the back of it. And it's like, okay, don't bite down, or else this will hurt both of us a lot.
You feel a slight nod.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
And roll the dagger damage just for the fuck of it.
Yeah. 3 piercing.
3 piercing? Okay, that doesn't really do much to a Sahuagin. Okay, so you see him recoil, like he's got his hands up to his mouth. The louse is in your hand. It's wriggling around like an arthropod do.
Gross.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
at this point, I'm just gonna like stab it like twice.
Yeah, as you do, it makes almost like a hissing cockroach. But as you stab it a couple of times and it eventually stops moving. The blacksmith is bleeding from the mouth, but he seems significantly happier than he was a minute ago.
I'm gonna use one of my level 1 slots and just heal.
So you basically touch the back of this man's throat, and you feel the laceration from where you cut basically just gloss over, and you see his like black beady eyes go all wide, like as he gives you a thumbs up.
I can't fix your tongue, unfortunately. So, fortunately, I was actually coming to see if I could buy something off of you. Unfortunately, with things going on, the Big Thunder and everything, I'd like to have a weapon or two.
He gives you a thumbs up, like obviously gesticulating now to his mouth, and he's like, can't talk, and he sort of directs his hand over to the wall of weapons. He's basically asking like, what do you want?
And so what is it?
Predominantly what you've got here are spears, tridents, and lances. It looks like this man was the primary armorer for the village guards.
Alright, I'm just gonna roll Arcane just to see if I kind of... Actually, wait, let me see. I need to check my Bard School Magic, because I believe Detect Magic is on my list. Yeah, I do have a first level spell of Detect Magic, so I will cast kind of Detect Magic and see if I can find if there's anything magical here.
Okay, there's nothing particularly magic jumps out at you, but if you want to roll a history check.
Alright, yeah, I'll grab that. Awesome. Was it at advantage?
With a 7, you notice that the weapon, like the heads of these weapons, they're not made of steel.
Yeah.
They're made of, like, as you're looking closer at them, this bumpy, almost porous material, they're made of coral.
Hmm. I pointed at one of the tridents and a lance.
Trident and a lance.
Yeah, I figure that that our local lance user might have fun with a water lance.
Okay. Then you basically set those like close to where the counter is, and he points to the weapons and then at you and just gives you a thumbs up and then like says, okay, like yeah, you can go with those.
Right, I give him like polite bow and thank you, and head on off. And I will now write down coral trident, and Zach, you get a coral lance. Have fun.
Okay. What's the damage relative? Is it the same as a normal lance?
It's the same as a normal lance, yeah, but I mean, if you want to roll history on what it is with disadvantage since you didn't come from the ocean.
Rocking a 0.
An unnatural 0.
Technically, that's also at -2.
I don't know anything about
What?
the ocean.
I do come back to the group, so hopefully one of them can do that history stuff. And it's like, yeah, this is apparently made of coral, guys. You know anything about this?
Guys, there's a
Oh,
reason.
I have-
Knows what it is.
I have advantage in history.
That's true, you do.
I might as well. No, of course.
Wow.
And of course.
None of us know
Well,
shit about the ocean.
Well, Isam got a 22, so he's looking it over. That's Tenza.
What you mean?
No, it's a lance.
No, stupid. The coral that makes up the head of the weapon. It's called Tenza. It takes about something that small, or about the size of a dagger. It takes about maybe a month to grow. Undersea races usually cultivate this stuff because it doesn't rust in salt water like steel does. It's just as strong, but it's geared for more aquatic use.
Yeah, that's useful.
It's got
Well,
the durability of steel too. Doesn't bend, doesn't break.
I have
Oh,
so many
that'll be
things.
Yeah, like now that I think about it, Jura's kind of the fucking master at arms right now.
I have a regular lance, a great axe, the hand axe that'll eventually become light to me.
Yeah, like in 24 hours, that hand axe won't be such a detriment to your carry capacity.
Unfortunately, we don't have 24 hours.
yeah. So I say we now go kill the boss of this area, since we accidentally kind of stumbled into the last area of the map.
Okay, so
How's
Coreus
everyone else
leads
got
you.
anything?
Coreus leads you, if you guys want to scroll up to the top rightmost portion of the village.
I figured that's where we were going next.
Yeah, there's a wall, like it's a walled off area. You see a bunch of stone bricks blocking what would be the mouth of another cave. There's a pile of bricks, conceivably for replacement, like if any of these crack or get otherwise compromised. And Coreus pushes the centermost one, and the wall kind of swings open like a door. And he adjusts his monocle. Kulapalm will be through this way. And
Alright.
as you walk through this small cave mouth, there's another area of breakwater very similar to the one you came in at, and you see down where the swim path would be, it looks like there's water for a little bit, and then it's just a wall of air. There seems to be another air pocket at the base of this pool.
And
Can I
he's on
find
the
a way
other
to
side.
heal before we go down into this fight?
Okay, how hurt are you?
Hmm?
How hurt
I
are
have
you?
19 hit points right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she took 8 damage from the water pressure.
Then heal. You're healed.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that brings you pretty much right back up to full, doesn't it?
Yep.
Well, that's
Thank
definitely
you.
more than you took.
You're welcome.
Might want to ask how many of those you have left.
it's best us ask questions.
But let's just say I've got enough heals for now.
Do you?
I got a level 1 use and then 2 level 2 spells I can throw out.
Esam's thinking to himself, "Are you sure?" I
And
thought-
I've also got cantrips, like prestidigitation.
You shared one of those healing spells, that's all I can say.
Well, maybe you should learn one next time.
You know, if I can, I will.
If you're quite ready.
Yep. So it's on the other side of that water, or
Indeed.
air wall.
Please follow me. And Coreus dives into the wave.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
then
right
maybe
after
we
him.
follow after him.
Got no point in waiting here.
Well, I'm changing back into human form and then I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go.
That's weird you can do that.
Then you guys dive down. You see there's light in that air pocket right ahead. And you emerge
Oh,
here.
colorful.
No.
This is still underwater?
This is an air pocket, as was stated.
Yeah. Yeah, this is another huge air pocket.
No.
So you emerge in another large cave chamber. But this one is filled with water. And you notice there's a small sandbar-like walkway that loops around. There's a couple of rocks. And there's a larger area where the sand actually elevates to a platform in the center of the room.
I assume he's over there.
Easily.
We must proceed.
Okay. So as you're walking, the area that you're on right now, you're like the first couple inches of your feet are getting covered in water. Like it's not quite above the surface.
Oh, we're already wet anyway. It doesn't really make much of a difference.
Mhm.
But I'm willing to bet he knows we're just walking in right now. He could probably feel this, I'd wager.
Well, yeah.
Funny you should mention. Roll a perception check.
Oh, God.
God damn it.
Not my best roll that time.
9, 14, and 11. Yeah, you notice in the excuse me, in the water off like in front of where you're standing, there is what appears to be sort of like a bulge coming up out of the water with two glowing yellow eyes. The eyes shut and the bulge disappears just as you look at it.
I know what this creature is.
Hi. How you doing? Oh,
He disappeared, so just I'm gonna keep on going
yeah.
You know,
until
I
listen,
know what I said, but at the same time, I wish I wasn't right.
I shall take the lead.
Yeah, as you
I'll
as
just
you
stay
work
behind.
as you work your way around excuse me, as you work your way around, you notice as you get closer to that center area, the water starts to like whip up around you. You're now starting to notice like claws and a couple of like almost beast-looking fangs like coming up, just snapping, almost like a
Warning.
sort of like an animal, like doing a false charge, like saying, "Hey, like this is my spot. What are you doing here?"
Piss off.
He
Pretty
always
much.
was angry?
No, but then again, he usually requests audiences.
I don't suppose he's going to be too friendly.
Well,
about
no
all
one
this.
willingly wants to die.
Well, as you guys get up onto the main, like the sand area, Coreus sets his trident down and he takes a knee. "O Lord Kulapom, I bring these travelers from the surface. A plot that threatens to destroy our village has made itself evident. The invaders come for your heart, and unfortunately there is no way to assuage them." The pool in the center of the room starts to ripple. And as the like a little bit of the water from the surrounding area pools into it, rising the water level slightly, there's a single rock in the center of this pool. And the rock begins to pulse red. As the water forms around it, the rock becomes lifted. The water around it begins to swirl in an almost whirlpool-like fashion. And it takes the form of a large, muscular humanoid form with glowing yellow eyes. Excuse me. And you all hear a voice in your head. "So it is to be me, or everyone else. Is that what I am to glean, Coreus?" "I'm afraid so, sir. Unfortunately, it was deemed the only way to truly secure our future is to put an end to yours." "Interesting. This game amuses me, Coreus. he turns his attention to the rest of you.
And I assume you lot will be helping him.
If we can end this non-violently, this would be the best way, but if we do have to come to fighting, then we will help him. You must see it as well. The thunder crashes. The fight. That is of the two people, one of which who is here to steal it.
If we are taking it, they will.
And they will not be as kind as we are. We are asking that you allow us to take it and destroy it.
And what do I gain? Surely you have been told by Careus.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
Without this artifact, my life will come to an end. Long as it may have been, I've grown rather attached to living.
Wouldn't you just regress back to your normal self?
Persuasion.
It's more of a question.
16.
And what if I did? What would I do then?
Well, you'd be alive for starters.
The form kind of disperses a little bit, and it comes up from the water directly behind where Okazat is standing, like right here. Like that form, it's almost like a wave right before it crashes, but it holds there. And Kulapam's form looms out from that wave and is now right up in Okazat's face.
And you who recommends that I remove this, that I put my life in danger, how do you intend to take responsibility for such a request?
Unfortunately, options are kind of limited right now. We're not the only ones down here, and we're at least trying to find a way for you to at least make it out of this. As I said before, if we don't do this, they'll come down here, and they'll do it the hard way. And I can guarantee you, none of us will be making out of it alive.
Do you speak for these people, Dragonborn?
As captain, I must.
Captain, you say? Interesting. Very well, Captain. I will acquiesce to your request, but in exchange, should I survive what I am about to perform, my well-being will become your new responsibility. Can you agree to these terms?
Okazat pauses for a moment to think about this.
Do we have a jar or something we can put them in?
Shut up.
Just saying, it's the easiest way to make sure he's safe.
Whatever we can do, it shall be done.
Very well.
And you watch as the body returns to that wave, returns to the water, and Kulapam's form emerges again from the middle pool. You watch as a massive, bulky, watery hand reaches in to his own chest, grabs that pulsing rock, removes it forcibly, and as he releases his grip on it and the rock drops, you watch as his body becomes significantly smaller and more gaunt. The glowing rock is now in front of you on the white sand.
Now we'll go forward and collect it.
And what of him?
He seems to be, he looks exhausted. He's doing what would be if he was a human, standing there panting. His form no longer looks humanoid. It's become amorphous. It's almost like the water is trying to figure out what it wants to be. But for the time being, it looks like he has not died yet.
Well, in
Well,
that
that's something.
case,
Okazat is approaching this hold. Where's the rock exactly in here?
It's on the way.
The rock is like right where Jura just stepped.
Yeah,
Just stop
Okazade
stepping on
is
the
just
rock.
approaching it carefully, just trying to pick it up and see like what's happening.
You touch it. Roll a wisdom save.
Thankfully I got that from the food earlier.
That's true. You got a plus to
Plus
that.
1.
Yeah, so +1 to whatever you're gonna roll.
Well, I'm not advantaged. Shit.
An
They
8.
roll it.
Jura and Charia roll dexterity saves.
No, God. Yeah.
Damn.
I told you today's my day.
Okay, so Jura, you managed to leap away. Charia, not so much. You are engulfed in basically a blast of fiery energy as Okazad, like your hands are forced off of the rock, and this wave of fire releases from your entire body as your magical energy basically bursts out of control the second you touch it. It returns to normal now that your hands are off the rock, but the second you touched it, your magic surged beyond your ability to control.
Well, that's a development.
Next time, warning.
Let's not touch that.
Well, we can't just leave it here.
Well, weren't we gonna destroy it?
Yeah.
Let's get the water breathing thing going and then just destroy it.
Did you get a scroll while you were back in town?
They were still working on it, so we can swim
Yeah,
back.
they
We're
were.
kind of working on it.
Yeah, they were writing new ones as you guys came here.
Oh,
So then we need a way to transport it without touching it.
That's
Yeah.
that's the concern right now.
Roll perception, those interested.
I don't know what we're interested in, but I'm interested.
Why am I getting these low rolls when I need them most?
I don't see shit.
because you guys
Yeah,
were wishing for my low roll.
Yeah, Thalia, you're focused on like, holy shit, Okazad just exploded. Okazad, you're like, holy shit, I just exploded. Charia, you're still reeling because Okazad just exploded. And Jura, you're looking around, you're starting to see that the cracks in this cave, like the gaps in the ceiling, water is now starting to pour into the chamber.
Guys, we gotta act
Slowly,
fast.
it's slowly, it's gradual, but whatever control Kulapam used to have over the water in this area is starting to dwindle.
And if it starts off slow, it's gonna become rapid at some point.
Yeah.
So I will try.
So there you go. You've got a chamber now filling with water, a rock you can't touch, and a skinny Chaos Zero looking water elemental panting in the pool in front of you.
Guys, I don't use magic. I could try to pick this thing up.
Thalia, ring now.
I
You
would,
want me to
no,
put that shit into Juggalo's
no.
thing? Hell no.
Let's
I'm
not
talking
put
about the
that-
water elemental.
No, he's still a
no.
living creature.
Yeah, it's gonna make him go insane.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not do
Okay,
that.
so what do we have to put him? Okay,
Also,
what do
he
we have to-
doesn't.
Okay,
Also, you don't
like,
know
you
about the
can
ring.
also-
Swim.
You don't know about the ring, by the way.
Yeah, you don't know about the ring.
Oh,
That's true.
fine.
But
Yes, that.
Like how big is he? Can I put him in like a bottle jar?
Do we have
thing?
a jar?
The form he's taking now, he's about, I'd say, 3.5 feet tall, and when the water is actually able to maintain a human form, looks super skinny, like Jack Skellington skinny.
I don't think we have anything
Um,
to.
Actually, in
So
that case,
can he like octopus into a jar?
Conceivably, yes.
Okay. Well, as they were having their the ship party or whatever, remember I was going around just sort of stealing glasses
Yeah.
and jars. So
Yeah, I
I have a jar.
Oh.
I can pull one out.
well,
Okay.
Look at that.
You never know.
Then he looks at you holding up the jar.
What?
Sorry,
Oh,
it's all we got right now.
You would have me ride in that.
Well, it's
It'll
either
keep
that
you-
or stay here and die.
It certainly beats the alternative. Very well.
and you don't have to do any work. You can relax for a while.
Regain your strength.
You watch as the form, he slowly reaches forward, and only a small portion of his form, like the area where his head would have been, goes into the jar, fills it up, and the two glowing eyes inside the jar, they sort of close as he goes to sleep.
That's one problem.
Alright.
That's one problem figured
So-
out.
I guess we can try to have. We can let. To be honest, I don't know what's going to happen with you. You don't have no magic potential. No offense.
Yeah, so I should touch it,
and-
shouldn't I?
Well, if it's overwhelming people with more magic than they control, and you have no magic that you know how to control.
I'm gonna touch the rock.
All right.
No, I am backing the fuck up when he's doing this.
All right. So what do you want me to do for
Roll a
his?
wisdom save. Wisdom save
Yeah,
with
try
advantage. With advantage, since you don't use magic.
And I have a +1.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay, so
That's a 20.
non-natural. Yeah, non-natural 20. You touch it. Nothing happens. Like you can very clearly feel that there is magical energy surging through this thing, and it makes your hands feel warm as you touch it. But it's not damaging you, and as far as you can tell, it's not negatively impacting you at all.
I got the rock.
All right, hold on to the rock for now and put it in your bag. Let's get out of here.
My lack of magic has saved us today.
Yeah.
And for reference, this rock is about the size of a football.
I'm going down. I'm going for the touchdown.
Yep, you're the linebacker.
Okay, so you now have
Magical super rock.
It's a good thing one of us isn't magically inclined.
yeah, pretty much. I guess you can just call it like magic stone.
I'm gonna
magic
call it the
super
heart rock.
The heart rock. Okay, yeah, heart stone.
All right, two
So
problems figured
you're-
out.
Jura collects the heart rock, and that is where we'll end it this time.
All right.
And since I was actually like I had expected combat to break out at some point in this encounter, since it didn't, since you guys managed to use tact and guile to circumvent everything, everybody is elevated to level 5.
I was gonna say, Delak, you finally get your level 5 that you've been wishing for months.
Yeah, that is. I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of aftermath to deal with now with Gar and Kowal, but that is the end of chapter 2.
We're still not in chapter 2. I figured we would still be in it until that business is ended.
Like I said, there's still a little bit of cleanup, but that was the last encounter I had planned.
Was he supposed to be a water weird?
No, not a water weird. I think it's called a Great Water Elemental, is what Kulapam would have been.
Oh, okay.
And had things gone a little differently, he was the chapter 2 boss fight.
It's good to take
So
different
that's the
approaches.
second final boss that we circumvented.
Well, I mean, that one was more purposefully though. That he planned for us to talk it through.
Yeah, I had planned like that could have gone one of several ways. You could have either talked him down, or had that persuasion not gone well, he would have fought you to keep himself alive. If that had happened, the exploit to defeat him would have revolved entirely around how well you know water scientifically.
So electricity or
lightning
ice?
More like fire and ice. Basically, victory would have, or easy victory would have revolved around freezing off and shattering parts of his body, or using fire to evaporate.
Wait,
him.
is this salt water or fresh water?
The water in here is, or actually, investigate that. The water in here is fresh.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it shouldn't freeze if it's salt water. At least not easily.
No, the water in this chamber and the water making up Kulapam's body are fresh. The stuff falling from the ceiling, however, is salt.
All right. Well, look at that.
That
Man, I've had a good episode today.
ended a lot better than I was hoping it would be.
Yeah, it was a lot of good stuff.
Well, alrighty. So there's that.
Any thoughts for today's episode? As we usually sometimes end. I know AJ and MJ got stuff to do, so if you guys gotta go, or AJ, you gotta get up early tomorrow.
Actually, no, my stuff got canceled, so I don't got anything to do. But no, I had a lot of fun today.
Mm-hmm.
That got a
Oh,
lot more
crap.
than I thought we were gonna get done.
Yeah.
And I finally hit level 4 in a class.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
I'm glad my lie of we live down here worked.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
I
you
was
got
not
20 that.
expecting you to do that. Like, of all the interactions I had planned with Kowal,
Is the recording over? Is the recording over? I have to
It's still going. I always keep the afterthoughts going.
Okay, fine. I have to ask, what would have happened hypothetically if we didn't do that?
Oh, if he had found out that you were here with Gar,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have cared.
As you said, we were too weak and we weren't attacking him.
Because he was very clearly able to ascertain that you were not Navy and you weren't among Gar's actual crew, which meant you were of no interest to him. And if you couldn't tell him where Gar was, he would have just left you there.
All right, and I know you planned it. What would have happened had I used my Aura Bloodlust prior to asking the question?
Prior to asking the question, he
Probably
likely...
death.
Let's see, knowing how Kowal reacts, he would have
found it interesting that you were able to like induce fear in him, but at the same time he knows that's a Navy trick. So he likely would have asked where you learned it, like potentially forcing you to tip your hand that you've met Evelier. But if you did that, it might have put him in a better light with you, as in like, oh, okay, so you got it from her, I know her, she's cool, you probably are too. Either way, I'm here for the snake, catch you later.
Well, so we got out with a neutral run, anyway.
Yeah, like, unless you actively go out of your way to antagonize them, I will never orchestrate a situation in which a Pirate Lord or High Commodore actively tries to kill you.
Well, put myself...
Later, maybe.
Yeah, later, one side or the other, depending on your alliance, might start taking swings at you, but the way you are right now, they're way too powerful. I'm not going to do that to you.
Now
I did it, and I told you guys a good idea that I grabbed the rock.
Now, that said, if you go out of your way to piss them off, that's a different story.
The next thing is, we had to get out of here with him without him seeing me with the rock.
Well, you have it in
Gar
like
and
a pocket
Kowal,
or something, right?
Gar and Kowal also have no idea what they're looking for.
Oh, it's also
That is true.
But I think
So
if
what
they
you doing?
see
What you
me,
But it's also glowing rock, probably magical properties, in front of a sorcerer who probably can sense magic pretty easily.
Gets
Don't
another
magic
gets
is
another nat 20 on a deception against Kowal. I've always had this.
this is my pet rock, Rockington.
Yes.
I go with him everywhere.
Yeah. Didn't you see him before I introduced you? How
just
how
so-
could you be so rude as to not like him? Gar, we're leaving. Wait, what? How do you know Gar? He's always.
He's our
lived
tour
here?
guide.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, that motherfucker can wait until next episode.
Dude, I'm just so glad that
Regardless.
I'm just so oh.
Oh.
And
Hey
not,
guys, I found the bard.
not only did I get one weapon, I got 2 weapons in this.
You're welcome.
Wait, 2?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You got a
Right.
got,
Yeah, I
the,
gave him
got the
Like
core.
Lance, right?
Yeah, the core.
Now, MJ, you said you're taking one more level in bard before you make the jump to
Yeah,
Warlock.
I might, if only because I want my stat increase.
That's
I
fine.
think. I might do the changeover early, but I'll let you know if I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Yeah,
got
just let me know where that goes, because that'll impact your fluff narrative in the next episode.
and I'll let you know about my subclass thing. I still gotta check that, but now
I'm probably going to remain as pure as I can.
that was great. Good episode.
Mm-hmm. All right, then I'll
And none of us died.
yeah, because I've got the image. I've got the images for Kowal and Kulapam already drawn up. I'll make one for Koreus. I wasn't expecting you guys to go and talk to him.
Oh boy, I'm
The one thing from this you're definitely gonna draw up is him standing in front of all of us over the dead body, with the spear like impaled into the one crew member.
Oh yeah, like definitely send me the highlight reel of the shit you want to see, and I'll get on that next episode.
Yeah. Like I said, we gotta deal with the next episode that's gonna come out. But yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I say next episode, but really it'll be what episode?
3 episodes from this. From
Yeah, three episodes before this is when I'll be starting. So interesting time lapse thing.
yep. All right. Well, say goodbye, everybody. I'll end the recording here.
Bye.
Later.
Goodbye.